think there's a single person here, but hello to the nobody that are here. I didn't accidentally hit the button. No, it's not Saturday night. I was chatting with Kari, and she is thinking of doing some live streams and hosting and stuff. I don't think it's going to work out well. She's too nice. She needs to shout at people. So I was thinking if there's any ignorant people out there in the chat that want to come in and shout at her, give her some practice. Practice would be good. Die.
I'm
Just
joking.
started.
I didn't get it out before you started making me laugh.
So yeah, throw them in at the deep end, and you know what I'm like for taking streaming virginity. I'm very fond of that. So we're going straight in at the deep end. For the three people that's watching, there's three people watching, Kari. So
3 people.
for the three people and the maybe future, oh, we're up to four, and the maybe future two other people. Introduction to yourself, Kari. People may know you in the chat. People might just notice your name. Go for it. The floor is yours.
I am Kari Crysler. I am a nobody. I hang out in chats. I do mod work. I support people, and I enjoy science and archaeology and things you can prove. That's about it.
Fuck, you're not giving me much to work with.
Well, what do you want?
Well, obviously, we were talking tonight because you're thinking of doing open streams and live. Right?
Yes. Yes.
There is the top secret project, which we'll not talk about the project. But other than the top secret project, there has to be a reason for you wanting to do that.
Okay.
So what is taking you, like everybody who does this, we all start off in the chat. So what is for you taking you from the chat into the realm of this?
The reason why I am going to do this is because the world went fucking nuts.
Politically.
Basically, you've got this polar divide between people where you're coming up with this idea that conservatism means you have to be a hateful bigot, or liberalism, you have to be somebody that's always fighting for everybody else, but you have no idea who you are. And I think we need to be in the middle. Basically.
Right? And how are you going to achieve that? What is your plan to achieve that?
Awareness. That's the only thing I got. What can I do besides try to make the discussions happen?
Okay, there you go. Other than awareness, making the discussions happen.
Yeah.
Right? So, to make the discussions happen, is there any Christian channels that you would recommend that you hang around in for conversation? Want to give some shout outs and let them see if they're interested in coming on to your conversation?
Oh, I only really frequent one Christian channel, New Evangelicals, because I like their politics. It's about humane, and they're also fighting against the things that are trying to put people into segregation through law.
Then I'm going to be a bit of a dick here. This is wankering, right? So if you're speaking awareness and want to make these conversations happen, why aren't you making them happen with yourself and other Christians at the moment?
I'm not a Christian. I do
I know
talk
that.
in chats, but that's it. It's always in chats. Everywhere I go, I talk about it, but it's just in chats. So I need to give it a face.
Well, that one.
Sure. You want to do it? I'll let you do it. You can be it.
No, but like, how are you going to make these conversations happen? Are you going to propose to Christians to join them? Other than the top secret project, which I really want to talk about, but you're not allowed to talk about.
You can talk about it. You can talk about it.
No, that's peer pressure.
You can talk about it. We just need to leave out that one main detail.
That is the fucking whole thing. That's like saying, let's talk about what was it, Project something something, but it's nuclear bombs. What did you call that?
What was that?
It's really getting Project something. Yeah. You're American. You should.
I don't know. I don't remember labels.
Don't remember labels.
names and labels, like band names, song names. Oh my god, I'm horrible. Movie names.
Okay. Do you know anything about philosophy?
Philosophy.
Like, would you
I
be able to have a philosophical conversation with a Christian? If a Christian came into you and said, "How would you describe your worldview?" Can't say atheism, right? Would you describe it as stoic
I
or
can say
nihilistic or
atheism.
hmm?
I can say atheism. Why
That's
would
not
I
really
believe in a god?
because I don't think that atheism would be a worldview that you could put things in a philosophy for. You know, where you could say stoicism, it could say you know nihilism, Nietzsche. You could these things would be. I don't think atheism is a worldview. Atheism is an answer to one question.
Well, yeah. Well, that's
Yeah,
why I
it
was asking. I
influences.
was gonna say I can still be that.
Oh yeah. But I'm just saying,
I
if
don't.
you were to
Do I have to
describe
have a
your
label?
worldview,
Do
how
I
would
have
you
to have a
describe
label
your
with an
worldview?
ism behind it?
Hmm?
Do I have to have a label with an ism behind it?
How would you describe your
Because
worldview, Danielle?
humanism sucks. I mean, there's bad things in humanism too, but they have good things. Taoism has some good things, but it has bad things. Christianity has some good things and it has bad things.
Okay, how would you describe your worldview? How would you come to terms with how you see things?
In my world, my worldview is humane or inhumane.
That's how you
How
break
do you
everything down.
pick? What do you choose? Are you choosing to be humane or are you choosing to be inhumane? And were you justified in your choices because it covered a need or you were covering the needs of
Is
somebody
it
else?
in? Is it inhumane? Is it inhumane to kill one person to save 100 people?
No.
Instantly no.
Yeah.
That one person, I guarantee, would fucking disagree with you. Like,
Yeah, I'm sure that one person would. But you're sitting here and thinking that death is something that's not necessary in the world, right?
no, I'm just trying to give you practice for talking to wankers on the internet, throwing questions at you left, right, and centre.
But that's just it. I mean, death is death. Death is going to happen. And if you're going to be only doing one death in comparison to 12 or however many you said, you know, how is that not the right choice?
But I just feel that labeling things in dichotomies would be a problem. I, I,
Well,
I, I me a
that's the
dichotomy
trolley
is
problem
more.
thing there that you're covering into, right?
Hmm?
That's the trolley
No
question.
dichotomies, as in yeah, no like false dichotomies and true dichotomies. The fact that you're saying you're either humane or not humane, that's a dichotomy. I don't like dichotomies.
Okay.
That's why I brought up the question of killing one person.
Well, that's
Oh,
just it. That's where the nuances come in, where it's more societal based and it's going to be individualized, and everything's going to have its own individual situation, which is life. There is no way to actually map it all out into one word and be like, oh, this is exactly the box it fits in.
I know, but just by saying it's life, it's very, very vague. Well, Randall, hello. Hi, Randall. First person
I
in the
mean, we
chat.
wouldn't have so many philosophical choices. Hi, Randall.
Uh, right, okay. So, you would describe your worldview then as. I don't even think we got an answer from that, did we? I don't.
Life positive?
Life pod affecting no harm or as much happiness.
Not necessarily, because I don't have disagreements with killing for food and need, because
But where do you find your morality from?
from experience, from life
From
experience.
from
I would
life
have to say.
experience.
I would have to
Hmm.
say from life experience mostly, because
It's just
I
the
was
different
told
wordings of
so
it, you
many
know.
things, you know.
Oh no, I'm literally going to pick on it.
Oh no, that's
So
fine.
life experiences, right?
Mhm.
Would you say that your morality is justified in coming from your life experience?
I would say in my life, yes, it is justified.
In your life, right? So
In my
taking
life,
that argument though and putting it to another person, someone who was raised in abuse and shown murder at a young age and taught that this is fine, their morality, you would agree, would be different and maybe not the best.
Probably.
So would you agree then that life experiences is a bad way to justify morality then?
No, because you didn't ask if I tested my life experiences to make sure that they were viable.
But God's morality is there and it's non-changing and it's always the way it is, and it's led to such wonderful things in society, you know?
What has?
Why would you choose to have a moral system based on life experiences rather than not just pick Christ?
It isn't just based on life experience, though.
I asked you, that was your answer. If you've got another additional
I
caveat,
said
please
it
give me more.
is in life experience, but you didn't ask me anything about my life experience. My life experiences have been vetted through, gone through, researched, double backed, looked through.
I really don't need to
gone
know
out
your life, but I don't need to know your individual life experiences to make an example of a person whose life experiences was awful, to make the argument that that is a bad way to set your morality upon a bad foundation. You know, it's a bad argument. Maybe, possibly.
Well, I don't know. I had bad things happen.
So your life experiences have led you to believe that your morality is just.
No, no. My life experience has got, for me, a level of actions and behaviors and choices and thought processes that I have to go through in order to act in the world. And then I decide whether the actions I'm making, if I think it's going to hurt somebody unnecessarily, I'm probably not going to do it. And if I think it's going to hurt them intentionally,
You're,
definitely
no,
not going to do it
you're
unless
telling me what you would do though in an individual situation. I'm wondering where that came from. That's where I'm wondering your morality.
that came
That's
from
where
what I've
why don't you pick
experienced
Christ?
in
Christ is
life.
unchanging. And,
It's come from in my experiences in life and breaking them down.
and do you think that you are just in that?
For myself, yes.
Pretty sure you said no.
For myself, yes. For everyone
Is
else,
the stream
no.
super quiet? Hold on. Is the stream super quiet? I don't think it is. Is it?
Is it? Am I? I hope not.
I don't know. My audios are bouncing well into the red. I have my mic up full. I am really low. I can't get my fucking audio correct. Really can't. Don't know what's happening. I've got new speakers. They're not wired up yet. We're not going to talk about my fucking audio again. Come on in, Heretic. Heretic would be great. Heretic, join the stream, right? Come in, join the stream, Heretic. You would be great practice for Kari. Heretic's an asshole. Heretic's an asshole. We disagree with everything. I love Heretic, right? Let's talk about the audio. No, let's not. Right, people are starting to roll in now. Okay, I've now put the StreamYard link in it. We've got Cerberus. Good.
The audio is way better in here.
Wait, I know. I don't know what it is there. Let me check. Is it picking up the right thing? Properties. It says
My default is Yeti, but there's a definitively set to Yeti. So we'll see what that's like. It's at 95% of 100, man, in OBS, and it's at 100% in here.
That's just weird.
Yeah,
I'm blaming OBS.
I'm blaming OBS. I've got the Yeti up full. I built a new mic stand and all today to bring the mic down from here, and as I say, I got new fucking speakers and stuff, but...
I'm allowed to hit the pipe on here, or do I have to take the camera off for that?
No, you're good. You're good. We're actually going to move the fuck on from the stupid audio again, right? Although they do say that this is better. And all I did was change the mic settings, so maybe it was picking up the wrong mic. Anyway. Hex, Cerberus, my friend, my dude, my man. Throw an argument to Kari on. She wants to do live streams and argue with people and bring people together and doesn't realise how many asshole Christians there are.
I don't want to argue.
You're going to argue. You're going to argue.
Okay, well, what are the things you strongly believe? Just name a couple. Something important.
I can't hear you.
I'm quiet now.
MathPig?
Oh no, it must be in your end. I can hear him perfectly, and he's bouncing when he speaks in my OBS.
So hold on, I'm gonna turn up a little bit and see. All right. Can you try again, Service?
Oh yeah. Well, I was asking. Name a couple things that you really believe in. Something important, if you want to argue.
That I believe in?
Yeah.
Hello.
I believe in
Hello.
people.
Hello.
I
Hi.
believe in the ability of humanity.
The ability of humanity.
Oh, that was such a bad answer. I'm gonna mute now.
Ooh,
Mhm.
that's really vague. What kind of ability? What do you mean? Like we can stack cups really high, like or
Like we almost eradicated measles and mumps.
we basically created measles.
And then humanity screwed that one up with measles and mumps. I'm not taking that vaccine. No, I want to pass measles on to everybody because I love humanity.
We
Sorry.
have technology that you can put on a person's heart that you sit next to a box and it sends the electrical pulses going on in there back to a doctor.
So I just
50
feel
miles
like you're doing
away
this
to tell you
science,
if
baby.
somebody had a heart attack.
I'm just doing the science now meme, you know?
Well,
What,
I'm
man,
just
like-
thinking, why wouldn't you believe in people? Because we've done some pretty extraordinary fucking things.
I've done so.
Drones and grenades and nuclear weapons.
Yeah.
Well, how about this? How about
Those
this?
are
Wouldn't
some
it
of the
be
bad
better?
things.
Wouldn't it be better if we just made ourselves stronger, so we could
Why?
incubate measles? That way, if we incubated measles, well, that's if aliens invaded, or if we went to war with aliens, we could just give them measles.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Is
Chemical
living
warfare.
the whole point of like the whole survival of the fittest? I mean, why would
Exactly.
you start out at the end?
Well, that's the point. We're going to make ourselves better so we can keep measles. And then when we go to this other
Why?
planet to fight these aliens, we can just
To
give them
what
a ton
end,
of
though?
diseases.
Did they
What
not make a
happened?
fucking movie about that? Was that not that movie where the thing landed in
War of the Worlds.
Pardon?
Yeah. War of the Worlds.
No, where the virus was kept on the space station and then it was sent back from the future.
Oh, I don't know.
Is this towards the purpose of forever living?
Nah, no.
Okay.
I mean, maybe eventually. But that's not what I was talking about specifically. I'm saying instead of getting rid of disease, I'm saying let's make ourselves in such a way that disease becomes a shield.
You're
Well, I
talking
mean,
chemical warfare.
system.
Kinda. Except for
calling
we're
Marx's
the
right.
incubators, right? We don't need other machines to do it for us. We just carry it with us.
Yeah, like the common cold now, stored in our, you know, there. And attack the aliens.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, if aliens invade, I want them to have 24/7 diarrhea like they've ate nothing but Taco Bell.
You
Dude, I
should have
did
come
Taco
in as
Bell
Pat-
once in America. That is really bad food. Like, and we've got KFC. And like,
Serb, you should have come in as Cannibal Fresh, really.
Ah, yeah.
what? Explain your name tonight, Heretic.
Pantocrator.
I do not know this. I've seen you around, but I've not
didn't
known
you-
this name. Could you explain it
highest-
for me?
Highest speaker, highest. Something
It,
like that?
it's basically the most powerful, the highest one. The one who knows and does everything.
Oh, sure, you're like Odin.
Allah.
Oh, you're Allah.
Like, Allah.
I am the Pantocrator.
Does anyone here, Sherb? You know Kari, yeah?
I don't think so.
Maybe in chat.
I might have met her somewhere, but I don't remember. At least not right now.
I would think over at Richard's. You might have caught me in one of Richard's chats.
That could be. Oh, like in the side chat. Much more likely in the side chat.
Oh yeah, definitely. She's never been on
Oh,
stream before. This
yeah.
is her first. I'm taking another stream virginity.
Not anymore. MathPig
Okay,
popped
good.
there.
I was sitting here feeling bad that I didn't recognize her face. But no, she's been in the side.
No. Stream virginity
No.
gone tonight in public for all to see.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But no, I would say Sandy probably knows her. You'd pin the link and not make me copy it. Ugh, Sandy, I actually, it's not in this description because I deliberately deleted it because I have it on a Saturday night. If the stream's not pinned, shout at me. And that's directly into you, Sandy. Because I know you will.
Okay. Are you pro-abortion or anti-abortion?
You really are. Fucking. Go for it.
You
Go
said
on.
you
No,
were.
go for it. Fuck it. I don't give a shit. Go on. I don't give a fuck. Go on. Go for it.
Although if you don't want to talk about it, that's fine. Just don't say
No,
it.
I really don't care, man. It's like, you know, it's a school night and we're going to have an abortion talk. But yeah, go for it. I was just trying to give her some practice. I promised I'd go easy on her. But, you know, throw abortion out.
got an
get
easier
I'll
topic.
argue either side. I don't care.
I've got an easier topic. And it's just migration.
Well, I have a good answer though.
Oh,
Are you
go
a
for it.
doctor?
Yeah.
No.
Nothing's
Am I
easier than
pregnant?
killing a baby.
No. Is it any of our business?
What is it? Is it
Are
my
you a
business
doctor?
for killing
No.
babies?
None of us are fucking doctors. Are any of us pregnant? No. Then shut the fuck up.
That's
Are
not a
you
good
assuming
answer.
my
That's
gender?
their statements.
Are you assuming my gender there, Carrie Ann? I mean,
I
how do you
am
know I'm
assuming-
not pregnant?
Yes, I am assuming your gender.
Good. Now that's a better answer.
If you're
That's a good
pregnant, then you have a say. If you're a doctor who takes care of pregnant women, you have a say.
What if you're
If you
a
don't,
Hold
shut
on, just to go back a wee step here. Go back a wee step. You are assuming their gender if they're pregnant. So, like, if they're pregnant, you're assuming a gender. That's
because I don't believe what the Bible says that babies are in balls and women just carry them.
okay, but so what you're saying is
I believe science.
what you're saying is
genetic
men
donors.
what you're saying is men
To
have
Sandy.
no rights. Men have no rights whatsoever. Men have no say, no rights. But if
In the
that
carrying
baby,
of a
if that
pregnancy?
baby,
In the carrying of a pregnancy. No, they do not.
okay,
in the
but the
carrying
end of the pregnancy, they're the ones that get stung for it.
If
Wait.
they had the rights, then they should be taking care of that shit.
Which
Here.
rights? They don't have any rights in the pregnancy.
I mean, that means every ejaculation you had is a fucking murder.
Wait, I got a question for Carrie. Is it a reasonable stance to say if you kill my children, I kill you back?
No,
No, I should just let people kill my children.
that's vengeance. How is that justice?
How's it vengeance? How's it different?
couldn't have been two better people to come in to push your limits, Kari.
It's an eye for an eye.
Vengeance. So justice can't be an eye for an eye.
So you're saying that the actual act of killing that baby was wrong, but you expect it to be right to do the act of killing
Yeah, sure, it could be right.
as a punishment? I mean, that to me
Okay,
just
killing isn't. No, not punishment.
insane and stupid and unthought.
No, it's not a punishment. It's the removal of a threat.
The removal of a threat can be done without doing the same damn thing that makes them threatening. It just makes you as
how?
much as they were.
Are you
Wait,
getting
how?
emotional, Kari? Don't get too emotional now. We're just
You
having a
were worried
conversation.
about it.
We're just having a
Don't
conversation.
get that.
Don't be getting too emotional.
You
Wait,
said
okay, how?
practice, MathPig.
How exactly can we remove
How am I
them?
supposed to practice?
How could I remove them without killing them?
Huh?
How could I remove them without killing them?
How can you remove a person? Well, we have the imprisonment system at the moment.
Okay,
but
so you're gonna make me pay for the livelihood of the person that killed my kid? I have to now pay taxes to feed this person after they killed my children?
So, you don't think it's right for society to take care of problems that could easily be fixed by just being barbaric?
Capital
How's it
punishment.
barbaric? It's efficient.
How is killing not barbaric?
How is it barbaric?
Because you're taking a life.
Hold on, you
Why-
agreed earlier that it was okay to kill one person to save 100. You agreed that. You did.
You and me agreed about that. We didn't talk about it with everybody else.
You agreed. You can't make a statement. Murder is barbaric. If you're okay to kill one to save 100, you can't make that statement. You're wrong. You're wrong.
I love you.
Well, what's more barbaric? Am I allowed to just remove the threat without any further cost to me, or do I have to continually, the rest of this threat's life, pay for its food? Which is more barbaric?
Well, I don't think it's wrong to take care of the people in society that we have to remove from it. I don't understand why caring for people in your society is wrong.
Well, this isn't
Because
just
they're
Whether they
killers.
committed a crime or not,
wait, this
why
isn't
the
just people.
fuck is somebody's humanity not worth being taken care of?
So if someone like, let's say, murdered your kid,
Yes.
and then we come along and go, you know what, you have to pay for this person for the next 30 years. Is that
Yes.
fair? Is that good?
Yes.
Even
It's
even if it
humane.
costs you hundreds of dollars, like
You're not
every year.
arguing morality here. You're arguing fucking society and laws.
No, it's morality.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I'm making the suggestion
Humaneness
being
means
forced
that you
to
take
pay.
care of humans. It doesn't mean that you kill them because they did something that was killing somebody else.
Wait, so let's say, so
We're
we
arguing
shouldn't.
the
Wait,
morality. Argue the morality.
wait, so was it
You're
barbaric for you?
arguing freaking finances and goddamn fucking laws.
I don't see how that's not morality. But was it barbaric for the United States to fight the Germans in World War II because they were killing people?
I don't agree with war.
So we should just let them go and
But I
let
do
them murder all the
acknowledge
Jews.
that human life, all life, every single thing that lives, conflict is a necessity for life.
So you're pro-Jewish murder then, I guess.
No.
You are in practice if we shouldn't kill the Germans because they were killing the Jews.
How does that make me pro killing Jews?
Well, you're not willing to stop them because you'll have to kill Germans to do it.
It's a good
No,
job
I
I don't
said
have
that-
monetization because just
Or
every
I
trigger
don't
word's
approve
coming
of
out of
it.
Cerberus right now. You know, just throw some more out there. Go on.
But
Yeah,
all the
how do we
ones
stop the
that
Nazis
do
if we don't kill them? Do we just tell them
romance
bad boys get in prison?
I was going to ask that. How do you stop someone who's willing to kill without being willing to kill yourself?
You bring them into NATO.
ostracize. You could completely ostracize. I mean, come on, we've got islands.
Yeah,
Yeah, you bring them into NATO.
Wait. When we do that on this scale, we call it appeasement. And what happens during appeasement is the killers just keep on killing.
It's a bit like measles and polio. You try to eradicate the bad things that we don't like, that hurt
And
people.
of killers, most killers, how many of them are repeat offenders?
Almost all of them.
Are you positive?
Well, maybe not all of killing. But
I think you
almost
should
all
look up
criminals that get
those details.
released.
You're muted. MathPig, you're muted.
I am fucking muted. Fucking stupid, Mike. Right. This is practice for Kari Ann for her to do these things. For her to do these things and people to be there, she needs to have subscribers. So Kari Ann, can you please type in the live chat of the stream, open another window, put your name in so people can then go and subscribe. So Cerberus and Heretic can come and torture you on your own doorstep.
On my new channel, or
Yeah, whatever one you're using to do the streams on coming up, put that in the chat so people can get it. Hello Regios, hello Infidel, hello Captive Desk. Is there anyone saying Spooky? Who always gets a shout out. All hail.
I want to shout
bed
out. I want to shout
heroism.
out Sandy. I want to shout out Sandy.
right actually.
Sandy comes along to my streams every time. She is my moderator in my chat and kicks out absolutely nobody.
No,
She's a pussy. But I just want to shout out Sandy. She's great and old.
And dude, if I don't know if it's this channel or whether they're private or not, but you should look back on some of the old live streams that we used to do in Sandy's, and it was just Sandy making a fucking 10-foot stained glass window, all by hand, putting each individual piece of glass in while we all hung out and stuff. The piece of art itself is beautiful. Woman's an artist. Kari Ann, don't put the fucking name in the private chat. Put the link in the fucking private chat. Don't put the name in and go, you're not going to find it. That's
tried to
shit.
get the link. I told you I couldn't get the link or get into my channel.
Well,
You're muted.
no, I'm not. You're just talking that loud, nobody can hear you. Right.
Oh,
Find the fucking thing. We can't find it. Alright? We're not going to be
That's
able
what
to find.
Where would I find my link on my page?
Well, if you go to your page at the very top in the address bar will be your link.
Okay, so we did do Tech Talk earlier. This is also involved.
Well, that's it. I can't.
Open a Chrome window, go to flipping YouTube, go to the top corner and change your account. When you change
Can I
your
just-
account, hit it again, go view channel, copy that link, put it in the private chat. Boom, you're done.
Can I just make a suggestion?
No, I'm going to kick you because you're such an asshole and you keep talking.
Asshole. My suggestion, I mean, yeah, it's going to be a problem. It's not a problem when your mouth goes up and down, Carrie Ann, because we all do that, and it opens up. But if you don't know what your channel is, then you're not going up and down to anybody. Your mouth isn't moving for anybody.
Want to go?
Maybe
strong.
you need to focus on the technology first to actually just at the small, most basic level, and then you might have a chance.
This is why I love Heretic, you know? He is not sarcastic at all. He's genuinely serious. It just sounds sarcastic.
All right.
I can't believe Sandy moderates for fucking Heretic. Such a fiend. I thought
I
Sandy
am
was good people.
New to all of
Sandy is good people. Sandy
Just be
accepts
patient.
even people like me.
Like I said, be patient. I am a quick learner.
We've been at this
Captive
for
Desk.
a while.
It looks like Captive Desk has found it. Carrie Ann Chrysler 640.
Hey.
No way.
Looks like it. Well, I haven't checked that. I
Hold
don't
on.
know.
Oh, hold on. No, well, I'm going to Captive Desk, as you know, being quicker than Sandy, gets mods so they can put the link in. Who else wants mods? I really don't give a fuck. Like, if people want to look blue and not look out of place, I'll give you it just for that reason. Mods means nothing because on my channel you don't kick anyone out or time anyone out without my permission, and if you do, you get kicked. So you know, it just stops you from kicking people. That's all it does. From being kicked. There we go. Right. Is this... Right. Are you using, Carrie Ann, are you using the channel that you used with the smiley face, We Are Mad Here? Or are you using a new channel?
Oh, it's a different channel. Do you want
There
that
you
one?
go. I knew. That's why I didn't put that one in. Captive Desk, taking your mods away. Wrong channel.
That's my
It's
channel.
your fault, Captive Desk. It's
That's
your
the
fault.
channel I do all the mod work on.
There you go. Lost your moderating stuff.
I wonder if it's 641 instead.
This is my project channel.
Oh, she found it. Oh, she found it. She's eventually found it. Right. Hold on. I'm going to try and copy this.
It takes me a while, but I get there. Always get there.
See, you shouldn't have named it that, because then that's giving away the top secret project.
Not a big deal.
I love the way you say that like a fucking gang leader. Not a big deal. Oh, fucking, totally fucking cool. Like.
It isn't. Why is it a big deal?
There we go. Right. Also, Captive, feel free to chat in the chat and I'll give you your mods back. I feel a wee bit guilty now for taking them away. You tried. You really tried.
It's not his fault, is it? It's like,
No, it's Carrie Ann's fault, obviously.
yeah, take her
It's
mods
my
away.
fault.
Carrie Ann hasn't even typed in the chat for me to give her mods to take them away again.
Oh,
Isn't it
I
funny
just
though?
did.
How fucking up people's own ass do they get about moderator status? Like, it's so funny sometimes. Like,
you can keep your rent all you like.
yeah, I really don't give a fuck. Like, I really don't care. Okay, there you go. You can have your mods back, Mr. Captive Desk. There you are. So, Carrie Ann, me and you were talking about something earlier that I felt.
Dave is fully aware, by the way.
What?
Dave's fully aware. Captive.
Ah, cool, cool. Right, doesn't really matter. It's all about me. It's my channel. We were talking offline earlier, and you said something that I don't feel that you got past, and I'd like to bring it up with Heretic and Cerberus because they're assholes like me and will push you on it, right? You were discussing with me that feelings and empathy is a form of communication, because without a thing and us having a feeling about a thing, and then there's a whole community. I don't agree that having a thing and that information that that thing gives out and then your feelings are similar. I do believe that they are different. I'm really badly describing this.
Okay, and I badly described it when we were talking.
All right, we'll make your statement between feelings and information. That was where
What
we were stuck
a
on.
form of perception. Feelings is a form of perception. Beyond just your five senses, the things that you feel, that intuition, is a perception that we use and we interpret and we apply.
Did you also say that feelings is a way of communicating with others?
Yes.
I flat out disagree with that. That's where we were having the problem. That feelings is a form of communication. I disagree with that 100%. Anybody else like to jump in?
Well, I disagree too, but this, if people think of it like that, that explains so much why so many people are so stupid. They go, "You hurt my feelings. You gave me bad feeling information." Like, no, it's inside of you.
No, but
It's
I
inside
understand
of you.
it.
I didn't do anything of that.
No, I understand it. I understand it completely.
It's not an entire.
I've not finished. I understand it completely because it is a women's way of thinking and dealing with the world. Everything is about feelings and about, oh, I can't hurt somebody's feelings until you fucking dislike them or until they're a man. Now, and men will never understand it. Men will never understand it. You've got to say it's men are from Mars, women are from Venus, or whatever it is. And you don't understand men and we don't understand women. But I understand that this is how women communicate. Everything is to do with feelings, which is why the world is fucked, because it's full of teachers that are fucking women.
You sound frustrated. Are you feeling too much?
I was adding passion to the statement.
Is anger not feeling?
No, I wasn't angry.
No.
I wasn't angry. I was just
I have to say, no, carry on being practice and do that was one, yeah. Well done. Little bit of logic there. Felt that he was doing the same thing. Point one, well done.
I can't.
I'm a patronizing cunt. Yes.
I can't do the science. I'm not a freaking scientist. I'm undereducated. I can do the layman shit.
Educate yourself.
Well, I'm working on it.
Oh my goodness,
You've
did
got a
anybody
spider.
else see that
Massive
giant
spider.
insect just walk across
Massive
the camera?
spider. Massive spider just walked straight across.
I think
your
it was a
camera
fly,
area.
but there was some
It
fucking
was a
thing.
spider.
What the
It
fuck?
was a spider. Somebody
Terry.
can look at it.
Hello, Terry Strange. Hello, dog. I am an arsehole. Terry, feel free to come in. The link is there. We're having, excuse me, we're having a chat with Kari. Kari is someone who has been in the chats for a while and wants to start doing live streams and increasing communication between people of both sides. And as someone who is a Christian, that will be wonderful for you to come in and have Kari and, you know, a wee interaction. So it was a fucking big ass spider.
Oh, well, this is dangerous. Her logic makes her anti-rape victim.
Why?
Hold on. I'm just wondering, how many more trigger words for YouTube can you get out in the next 10 minutes, Cerberus? Right?
I'm trying deliberately. I'm trying real hard.
One sentence, right? Limited to 10 words, right? 10, 15 words, one sentence. How many fucking things?
I would need to work that sentence out.
You really should, man. Go for it, right? 20 words, one sentence. How many banned terms can you get in a coherent sentence?
Oh man, I like off the top of my head, the first thing that comes to mind is the Jews did 9/11.
Sorry, his internet broke. Oh no. Oh no.
And they rule the
Congratulations,
world.
Mossad.
And they rule the world.
But there's a challenge for you, Serb. You know, try and get it down to about 20 words. See if you can just trigger as many people as possible with 20 words, one sentence.
Wow.
Also, people, the link is pinned. I will recopy and post again as not to take away from the pin. But this is Kari Ann's channel. Please feel free to subscribe and go over. She needs more practice. Heretic, have you any questions that you would like to throw at Kari Ann?
No, I was just thinking of a bunch of words that I could throw at Serb that he has to make into a sentence. They would include rape, abortion.
And his internet broke. Isn't this awful? Like, this is just... Dog's here, though.
Toxic masculinity.
He's still fucking going. Still fucking going.
I haven't put them together as a sentence. I'm just throwing words out for Serb to put into one sentence that makes sense.
So, Dog, have you anything you would like to say?
Yeah, you don't want me here. You kick me straight away. Just please kick me.
Okay. Did you get your rocks off? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hi, Dog. How have you been?
I've been good, mate. How have you been?
I have been really good. Love life going well. Child going well. House going well. Spent like 4 hours putting a kitchen sink in the other day. Literally put in a kitchen sink. Had to go to the hardware shop twice. And the motherfuckers in the hardware shop are like teenagers working on a web page going, is this what you're looking for? Is this what you're looking for? I'm like, dude, I should have just ordered online and done pickup.
Have you got hold of the recycling thing yet?
In what way? We have fucking 3 or 4 different bins and lots of yellow labels if you do it wrong.
A recycler that works for you. Have you got hold of that yet? And
I was just glad to get a kitchen sink in. I got the benches in 2 months ago, and I've been working off a dish for 2 months. You know, fill it up, throw it out the window. It's fucking, yeah. I'm just glad to have a kitchen sink.
I just thought you'd have strangled stool by now. With the
Jesus,
recycler.
you're supposed. Questions for Kari. Come on, throw God at her or something. Go on. Come on.
Kari.
Yes.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Think about it, Dog. Think about it, Dog. Think about it, Dog. But I need to go. So I just want to say goodbye.
Heretic, thank you for coming.
Oh, it's great to see you again, mate.
2 slots now.
Where do you think you'll go when you die?
When you say you, what do you mean?
Where do you think you will go when you die?
Like the thoughts of who I am or my body?
No, where you go as a person.
What they're asking you is, do you believe in the afterlife?
Yeah, I guess I do.
Oh, do you? Oh.
Yeah, that's a good question.
That is a very good question, because I made assumptions on what she told me before about her beliefs about the Christian God and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that... Terry, thank you very much for coming in. I always appreciate your input.
Kari, can I just say quickly that your energy will never disappear?
I love that.
Will you die or not, your energy in this universe will never disappear.
I know.
It will just be, it will be transformed into ashes or worm food or whatever you want to see it as. It will be transformed. But your comparability is being person in this earth I can think, yeah, that'll go quick.
May I interject? Thank you. I'd like to acknowledge Terry being here. They unmuted to say hi, and then they respected Tug, so I'd like to give Terry the floor and say thank you for coming in, Terry, and if you've anything to say.
Oh, I don't know. I just came in because I thought, I was invited. I'll come up and say hi. But I don't know what y'all are really talking about.
Well, this is just a random stream as Carrie Ann has been wanting to do open panels and bring people in to encourage communication of both sides. Politics and religion, and trying to build bridges would be a paraphrase of it. So I brought her in and threw Heretic and Cerberus at her, which are the two biggest assholes in the internet, to try and test her to see where she's at with handling aggressive people. As someone who is a wonderful, gentle personality and also a woman on the internet with all these awful people out here, would you have any advice for someone going into hosting, open panels in that position,
Well, it's difficult. You have to decide kind of your what tack you want to take. Because either you're going to have to be very hardline in how you moderate, or be very lenient. And I go towards being more lenient, and because of that, there's a lot more chaos. When I'm hosting a lot of the time, but that can be fun too. But then it can be hard when you're trying to direct things. So if you want to have things more formal, you definitely have to keep your finger on the button, as it were, when you're dealing with people. Don't be afraid to kick them. If they don't respect your wishes, give them warnings, but kind of figure out how you're going to moderate and what your style is. Yeah, because otherwise it just gets chaotic so quickly.
I've put their link in the private chat, Terry. I don't know if you've seen it in the main live chat, but if you want to give it a wee sub.
Dumpster fires happening, I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're so...
You know what?
Sorry. Well, I got a real piece of advice. Open up some history books. Learn exactly what a Nazi is and exactly what a fascist is.
Okay.
He's doing that again. He's trying to hit all the words. He's been thinking about the sentence for the last 2 minutes.
It wasn't that. I was saying, just stay just shy of those things.
Nazis don't exist anymore. They existed in World War II.
Yeah, and communists too. Yeah.
We're talking about the equivalent, which are basically just fascists.
No, they're neo-Nazis.
Basically, you're using a label and you're not addressing the actual issues and actions that are happening. And you're putting the label on those actions, and the actions are getting lost in the label.
What's your thoughts on labels, Kari Ann?
I find them helpful to categorize, but I don't find them helpful when you're breaking things down, because everything seems to have so much nuance.
So if you, I'm going to use Terry here as an example, because Terry is the only Christian on the channel at the minute, not the only person that believes in an afterlife, apparently. But if I asked Terry, how would you describe yourself? Would you have any labels like Christian, humanist or anything like that? I'm sure Terry would be able to give me some.
I'm kind of not into identity politics, because I used to be, so it was like a nightmare for me. So I kind of lean in the opposite direction.
But to have a conversation here, would you say you are a Christian though?
Yeah, I think that's a label I'm comfortable with.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There are facts about a person. You could say where they're from, maybe something they used to do. But the problem with people is they make those things their identity. That's not fundamentally who you are. Every person is, a unique individual.
That's really good to hear. The Christianity is just part of who you are, even though if I can make a general statement to all these people on the internet, including myself, we have a need to talk. We have a need to be heard. So this is why we do YouTube, But the fact that you have come out and said, as a Christian channel, if I could, say that you are a Christian channel, that isn't your identity. It's part of who you are. That's really good to hear, because a lot of Christians on the internet are just like, God, you know.
Well, my channel was started before I was identifying or really being a Christian. So, I mean, I guess technically I was one, but it never was why I started.
Spooky's trying to start drama in the live chat saying you're not a real Christian.
Oh, well, Spooky's not a real bedhead.
He is the leader of Herbedanism.
Yeah, that'll fucking annoy him.
He is the leader of bedhernism. Who is Cannibal Flesh? Right, we're watching Cannibal Flesh. Permission if they post anything inappropriate to remove and 5-minute timeout.
I do have haters.
You do have fingers.
Haters.
Haters.
In my project. There's people who hate on me.
Okay, can we talk about the top secret project because the name of the channel's out?
Yeah.
Okay, can you explain your premise to, again, I'm sorry, Terry, and any other Christians in the channel want to come in and ask, because I want a Christian's point of view, because this was what I was trying to put across to you earlier, right? Explain the premise of what you're trying to do with this top secret project and the name of the channel.
Well,
okay.
I did give the
You're not fucking
I want
carrying.
to hear what God has to say.
Is that your energy will live forever? Unless it's sucked into a black hole.
Doug.
But it will live forever.
Shh. It's the carry-on stream. Shh.
I know.
But I love the dog.
We all love the dog, but the dog barks a lot. He's one of them little yappy dogs that you need to get an electric shock therapy collar for.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, and he's slapping in the nose of a.
Last time the motherfucker was on, I was literally shouting, "Can anybody shut the cripple up?" It got that bad. Motherfucker talks too much, right?
MathPig's good at rubbing my nose in my mess.
Anyway, bad dog. Right, carry on. Give the premise.
The whole premise.
Yeah, I'm just muting the motherfucker. Right. Give me the premise and the idea behind what your little project is.
Okay, what my project is I am going to go public as God.
Terry, an opinion on that one statement. Sorry, you paused. So, you know.
Yeah, I figured I should after that. That's the big one.
Yeah.
How do you see that as an atheist person creating a channel to do that as their first thing? How would you see that person just off that premise? I know you've talked to Kari, you've watched some of Kari, you know she's not that nasty, but just off the premise, here's an atheist making a I'm Coming Out as God channel. How do you view that?
Are you asking me?
Yes, Terry, please. Yes.
Feel free to ask me anything.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that makes sense because, you know, I think atheists kind of are fascinated with the God thing anyway. Like, there's a, you know, when you don't believe in God, there's kind of a fascination with people that do, and maybe sometimes vice versa. And also, like, it's kind of the big question, but it's also kind of like, it's an interesting thought experiment to, like, sit and be like, okay, if I were God and I was on YouTube and I wanted to bring people together, you know, how would I do it?
Now, did you assume the Christian God?
Well, I mean, yes, I suppose.
There you go. Right. So that's the premise.
When I think of God, that's who I think of, but I do believe that other gods exist, but they aren't the true God, you know, they aren't the living God, the God that created the universe.
Yeah, because that's me.
Carry on. Would you like to respond to that with an actual statement and not just I don't know or it's me or I did that?
The reason why God is an atheist is because all the gods everybody else has to choose from other than me are not God because I'm God.
But can't you believe in yourself, even if
I don't have to believe in myself to be who I am.
That's true, but you should believe in yourself because sometimes, you know, you gotta.
I believe in in my ability to work hard and try. I believe that
Yeah.
the world is hard and difficult, and I'm going to come up against things that I'm not going to be able to accomplish on my own, that I haven't done anything on my own in my entire life. I've always had somebody else involved in everything in my life. We all have.
Terry, response?
Yeah, that's true.
But on the statement that they have made that they are God and atheism, there was a wee bit of a tangent. I think Carry On went on a wee bit of a tangent. But on the original statement, any thoughts?
Oh, that she's God?
Yeah.
Or they God? I'm sorry, I don't know.
Carrie Ann made the statement that they actually started the universe.
Okay. I mean, I don't believe you, but hey, you know, it ain't hurting nobody. And I thought it was just a thought experiment anyway.
I don't know, they took it really serious before we went live to the point where I said you need mental help, so I'm not sure.
I'm going public as God because I'm God.
Okay, I got a question.
Oh, this is
Did you
interesting.
create existence?
I did not create anything. I am a causality that made shit happen.
Hey,
so
so
you
you
didn't
didn't
create
knit
the
me
A
in
drop
my
in the
mother's
water
womb?
that like caused charge to make things connect with each other and actually form matter.
Okay, so you didn't create the universe.
No, I didn't create what was here.
The
There's
universe
still
was there,
gaps.
you didn't make it.
There's still gaps because I'm human. God is human, and God doesn't know everything.
Can I quickly just interject that the Bible is rewritten so many times? The last time it was rewritten was 1998, and that was a King James version of.
We're not talking the Christian God, though. We're not talking the Christian God. Carrie Ann has made the statement they are not the Christian God. They are just
well, we can say that
they are a
the
being.
Hindu gods
They are
over
they are
30 million Hindu gods.
They are a being that came across matter, as they put it to me. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is something off stream before we come on, which is one of the reasons, right? Carrie Ann came across the matter of the Milky Way galaxy, not the universe, the Milky Way galaxy, and it was lacking charge, and they had a fantastical statement that they made.
That's just life in the galaxy.
And they give our galaxy charge, which started everything coming together. So they didn't create it, but they were the first flick, so to speak. Would that be correct?
No.
Well, then fucking explain it better. I'm trying.
I know, but it's a lot of shit. It's a lot of shit.
Well, then let it out.
Yeah, creation really is a big mystery, you know?
What it is that there is your uncharged stuff.
I mentioned.
And when the uncharged stuff becomes charged, that's when physics happens, and physics does what physics does. That's how we get matter. That's how we get our systems and our universe and things like that existing. That's where time starts, is when we actually have charge in the stuff.
Define charge.
At that point, we've got a universe that's expanding, contracting, and doing its thing through physics. And at some point, our galaxy is starting to form. And at that point, it's when I put in more of the uncharged stuff directly into that formation, because its interaction and inclusion into matter as the uncharged substance has something to do with mitochondrial, and that's where life and metabolization comes.
Okay. Okay, Doug. I knew you were going to jump in. That's why I got my hand up. I knew Doug was going to jump in. That's why my hand's up. Cerberus has questions, and I'd like to listen to Cerberus's question.
Right. I want these discussions.
If we can, Doug.
Okay, I was wondering what charge means when she says it, because it doesn't seem to mean anything.
When we've got our positive, negatives, neutrals, when we have the actual the energies of the stuff that are causing those what's the word?
Okay.
It's not combinations. It's
But positive and negative is caused by matter. It's not like an energy force. So if matter existed, it was already
I'm
charged.
saying it is matter. The matter is the charge. The charge is the matter.
Well, I thought you said you came across matter, which would have charge because that's what matter is.
No. That's where when matter was already in existence.
Okay, but what matter?
Through time.
No, but what matter? What matter was existing?
The universe.
Did electrons exist?
The universe was in existence and building upon itself and doing its thing.
Okay, but did electrons exist?
Obviously, if the universe is freaking doing its thing.
Okay, then the universe already had charge.
When I started to add in the ion, yes.
What do you mean by ion?
Oh, yeah, that's what I call the neutron.
You added it in.
The neutral.
Yeah, so neutrons didn't exist?
The neutral stuff before anything started interacting with each other to become matter.
So matter didn't exist. You made it become matter.
My interactions with the stuff at this point in time on the timeline is like a drop of water which spread to the ends of the timeline, and in its rebounding is where the happened. I don't know what you would call it.
You said you came across matter, but now you're saying you created the matter.
Start interacting with each other.
Wait, but you're contradicting yourself. First you said you came across matter, and now you're saying what you did created the matter.
You're working on a linear timeline, and I was working outside of time.
No, that's not on a timeline. Those are just contradictory statements.
Say it again?
That's not on a timeline. Those are
no, the comment.
First you said that you came across matter, and then you said you are the one that created matter.
I actually said she came across matter. That was my description of it, because they said that they didn't create it. Their exact statement was they didn't create it, they came across it or found it and gave it charge. So I used
talking about the actual life in the
No,
galaxy.
I'm just clarifying because Cerberus has said it twice that you said a thing and it wasn't you, it was me.
Oh no, but she also verified it when she said she came across the Milky Way, or she found the Milky Way.
Yes, when I was working with the
I asked if she created the existence, and she said no.
Yeah, well, that was why I said that exact statement, but that exact statement was said by me.
Hold on. No, I realized life, the stuff I did to put life into our galaxy is prior to me realizing that what that was. I'm not claiming that it actually is me that did it, but that event could have been the causality that caused that ripple wave to reach to the end of the times, come back, and that shock is what caused.
Okay, so now you don't know if it was you that gave it charge.
I know what I did. I don't know if what I did is what caused it. If it's what caused the universe, but I'm pretty sure it's a good potential possibility.
Okay, so you gave the universe neutral charge, and that create. And you think that might have been what created life. Is that your claim?
Yeah, but it also involved feelings.
Okay, you gave it feelings too. Is that your thing?
Which we can't measure, or you can't even admit you have them.
Wait, so. Did protons exist too? Did protons exist too?
What?
What you said previously? You said electrons already existed. Did protons exist too? Did quarks exist?
Matter exists. Everything that exists in the universe is through physics. Everything that's here is done through physics.
Okay, well then it already had charge. What do you mean by giving it charge?
When I say charged, at the point of the creation of our galaxy, I am explaining my actions in what I am doing. I am not saying anything about the physicality of the matter.
Oh wait, I thought previously the statement was that you came across the Milky Way galaxy. Now you're creating the Milky Way galaxy?
I can jump through time. I'm telling you, at the point in time that I infused this stuff into the galaxy's creation.
Sure, but those are contradictory statements even if you could jump through time.
What? What are?
Well, before the story was that you came across the Milky Way galaxy, but now you're saying that you created the Milky Way galaxy.
Then came across was said in the wrong analogy, and I said it wrong?
Okay, so you didn't come across it, you created it. Okay, I just want to get it straight.
Okay, you're confusing me about this whole thing because I've told you that the universe existed. So for me to come across something that already existed is fine. For me to be the causality of that thing that actually happened after that point is a fucking time loop, but it's still fine.
Time loop.
I don't understand where your confusion's coming in.
No, I'm not confused. You just made contradictory statements.
I
But
was
whether there's
confused.
time loop or not.
I will admit beforehand that if I can, this is the problem I was having beforehand, because with your plan and statement and project, there is contradictions in that, which will cause issues, which was breaking my little brain. And that's why I had to retort it back to you a couple of times to get clarification when you made contradictory statements.
He's trying to trip me up, and I'm actually trying to get to, answers.
No,
I'm getting your answers and finding them contradictory.
You're set on what is, and you're trying to prove me wrong. I'm trying to have a discussion and figure out what the fuck
I'm having a discussion in which I'm finding out that you're contradicting yourself.
But you're not. I'm saying things wrong. I am saying things wrong.
You are. Okay, if you're
I
saying,
am saying things wrong.
Do you know that you're saying things
you're
wrong?
mishearing them, and that's not the intent of what I'm trying to express. But it's a hard fucking thing to express. How do you describe what can't be seen?
Well, did you see it?
How can you describe what can't be seen?
So you didn't see it.
How would I see it?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
I don't know if you can do things without seeing them. If you're doing something as major as starting a universe, starting a galaxy, I think it would be visually open to you. I understand you can have a fart and not look at the gas coming out your ass, but if you're starting a universe, you should physically see it. Hello, Captive Dave. Captive Desk Dave. Yeah, if you want to say hello, seeing as I interrupted.
Hey, MathPig. Hello, Carrie Ann. How you doing? I had a question. So, are you looking? All hail Bigfoot, dog. How you doing? And Serbius, good to see you. And so my question is: Are you like doing an internal critique of yourself? Is that what you want?
That is a great mic and a lovely deep voice, man. Did you be James Bond in a different life? Go on ahead. Sorry.
Thank you.
Oh, for the whole project?
Yeah, I mean, is that your premise, though, that you're doing an internal critique of God and yourself at the same time? Is that the type of questions you're asking for?
Any.
Well, I was just getting the impression when you were being asked questions that you were saying, that's what I'm trying to figure out. And I'm wondering, if it's like an internal critique of trying to examine yourself because you as God are trying to find these answers.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Well, let's make it easy. Let's not focus on then the outcomes of what you were doing. Let's focus on just the actions you took. Like, surely you know the actions you took.
Oh, she told me it wasn't magic, and I asked her to show me the device, and she couldn't pull out this big giant thing, and I'm going to be quiet.
Show me black matter.
Show you black matter.
Show me an electron.
Well, you're saying electrons right now. You just don't really. You can't focus down that
Show me that there's something there because this and that. I'm just saying. You can't show me feelings, but you have them. things that cannot show because there's nothing to show.
Yeah, that's great. That's a gray area.
Exactly. And there are gaps.
I wouldn't say that it's a grey area. I would say it's a limited area because you cannot actually see something with your eyes except with light. And anything smaller than a photon, then you're screwed. So you can only see inferences and things like that, and actual, like, IBM moved atoms around, but we used electron microscopes to see that. We didn't use photons of light to see that.
And then
we can't see feelings, but we can see scans of the brain that highlight or that light up, so to speak. You know,
right. So would you
when these
consider,
things, you know? So yeah, it's a direct inference. You know.
Hands. I would love it if I could actually get like neuroscientists and things like that to do the fucking work necessary.
All you have to do is become a Tesla fan, get really, really rich, and then you can pay for your own MRI and get your brain scanned.
I don't have to do that.
Have you not heard he's making all the money right now?
Neuroscientist with his soul will not prove God.
Huh?
Any neuroscientist with his soul will not prove God.
No, any scientist in his true salt will not prove anything except a mathematical equation. They will make an inference and a statement. Regardless of their religion, if they are a good scientist, they will make a true statement but leave it open. They will not say it's a proof. That is regardless of their religion.
Okay, wait a second. Can I do something with Dog here real quick?
Go. This is
Okay,
fun.
Dog.
What
you might want to reword that.
Right, we've got about 25 minutes left. I'm going to close this up at 1 o'clock because it's a school night. I might drag it out to half one because I'm a fucking idiot, but we're going to aim for 1 o'clock.
It's going to be a stream on its own, mate.
Okay, Dog. What if I told you that there was something that had consciousness, had all power, and was omnipresent?
Oh,
if I showed you that thing, would you call yourself a theist?
You mean, but I don't know what you mean. What are you showing me?
Well, don't worry about that yet. If I showed you that thing, would you call yourself a theist?
No.
No?
Why would I? You know, you sound like a snake oil salesman to me.
Well, I'm just asking for your standard of what a god is. That you wouldn't consider that thing a god?
Well, no. I believe in science and physics and how the universe
I'm not saying that those aren't real.
Cerberus.
No, people believe they are. People think they are real, and they believe they are real.
I know, but you're worried about other people.
Real,
right? I'm trying to have a separate conversation with you. Right? If I showed you something that had those omni properties and was conscious, would you call that a god?
If you show me evidence, then yes, of course. Of course, I would say, whoa, that you have a green dragon living in your shed.
I don't know why we're talking about green dragons. Like I'm being.
Well,
I'm being
I don't
very
know.
serious.
I'm just saying.
Quit avoiding the question. It's okay. I get you're uncomfortable. Just say, yeah, I would consider that a god, or no, I would not consider that a god.
Well, if it was evidence, then yes, of course I would believe it.
Okay, you would consider it a god.
Do you have that evidence?
Oh yeah. But you would consider it a god, right?
Cerberus,
show me the evidence.
For you about
no. Say you would consider it a god or not before.
I really need you to listen.
Well, you're God. You can hold on to that information for a minute.
Well, no, you need to listen.
Because I'll listen here in a minute.
God, but you're not even
Okay. Now everybody's talking over everybody. Cerberus asked Doug a response or a question. Doug, if you could respond to Cerberus, once that response is done, Kari, don't fucking smile at me like you get extra special care. You're last. You can you shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. I'll mute every motherfucker here. I kick you all. I don't give a fuck. You can get the fuck out. Right.
If Cerberus showed me the evidence that was a thing, then yes, of course I would believe it. It would, yeah.
Okay, but would you call that a god?
Okay, is that your
final
response?
Can you show me that evidence?
That's your final
question
response.
to you. Can you show me this evidence? Can you show me this thing?
But my question was, would you consider that a god or not?
Could you show me that it was a
Yeah, I
god?
can. But I'm asking you, would you consider it a
If you
god or
could
not?
show me it was a god, then yes, of course I would.
Okay,
Okay, but
that's the same answer 3 times to the same question twice. Carry on. Would you
it
like
made
to
no
know?
sense.
Shut up,
Yeah,
but you got the
But
fucking.
he's not actually answering the question.
I know he's repeating himself and it's boring, so I want to ask Carrie Ann her
Of course I
question.
am. You don't, you know, if you can give me the evidence, I would consider that a god, yes. If you said
Yes.
this is a god, and you show me it's a god, and he did these things, then yes.
I'm asking what you
Otherwise,
would consider
what
a
a god
god.
would do things for me. Of course he would do.
Dog-
If this thing you
dog,
show me
they-
going on,
Dog, they want to know what your definition of a god is. See, that's always the problem. Is what is the definition of God before you could say you could prove it? Because what evidence would prove it? Well, first you have to give your definition of a god.
Right now,
I
and I
think
asked if I showed you something that
I
had
think
that
a
was
god
conscious,
would
was
know
all powerful
what
and
I would
omnipresent.
want. So I'm not going to go down that road. I think a
Why-
god would know
why
what I
is-
wanted.
Now, it's
To make
Carrie
you-
Ann as a person,
can-
right? Carrie Ann as a person who has never done live streams before, wants to host live streams, wants to go through this, taking into consideration what Terry said to you earlier about moderation, kicking people, moderating people. Do you see how it can go from talking to over talking? You need to step up. You know, sometimes you need the big brass balls and just need to kick people and not give a fuck what they say. Because if
Yeah.
you're true and honest, I have kicked dog about 5 times,
Oh, fuck
really rudely, you know, maybe 20 times in total, but at least 5 I've been dead rude and just went, shut the fuck up, you cunt, and kicked him. And dog comes back because he knows that I just did it to continue a conversation, not because I dislike the person or anything like that. You need to not worry about their feelings. I swear to God, I hope this is true, dog, don't hate me. But you need, if you're a good person and you're doing it for a good reason, your true friends and people who are willing to have the conversation will recognize that they talk too much, need to get kicked sometimes, and then other people need to get a chance to talk. And they'll come back, you know?
Yeah.
And on that, Carrie, I wanted to say, if you want some more practice, we're there every Saturday, 5 p.m. Eastern, Saturday night, The Atheists. There's a whole panel. We have, all kind of folks and everything. You know, you're always welcome to stop by. We'll give you some time to do your thing and everything, you know. And MathPig, you're always welcome
because
to.
I'm live at 11 UK, which happens to be 6 Eastern. So, I'm doing my live stream over here with the cool people, and you're stealing all my audience. So,
Hey, I watch more than one stream at the same time. You folks can too, right?
No, not everybody's as fucked up as us, man.
Oh, not.
Quickly interject.
We should join someday, so.
I
Right?
Yeah,
stepped
Carrie
away
Ann.
from.
Carrie Ann's a friend of the channel, and I just wanted to let you know, you want to
That's why
come by.
she's
You're
never
always
admired on
welcome.
a Saturday. Now it all fucking makes sense. Dave, no, seriously, if I can't, Doug, just a real quick question. Shush the bushty, shoot a bit. Do you stream using StreamYards and use that as a platform to go to YouTube, or you do something else? Mr. Captive Desk.
I use StreamYard.
You use StreamYards. Would it be possible maybe this Saturday night that we could dual stream? I can join your StreamYards and I can then stream it to my channel with all my fanciness and all of that. And if we share the link, I don't know, do you pay for it? If it's all right, do you have 10 possible or just 6?
Yeah, I've got the good. I got all the goodies. I pay for it.
Perfect. So how about this Saturday we do a live stream where we join your audience and my audience in the same link for both of them, and it would allow everybody to bounce back and forth. And
sounds great.
A communal thing.
And then Carrie, will you going to be there? And we can help you out any way we can. And if you want questions thrown at you,
But I do have to say that my troll is off of work on the weekends and makes things difficult to partake and interact.
You should do you know what you should do, Kari? You should fall into it. If it's a troll on YouTube, we'll all stand up for you. Otherwise, flash your boobs, get it over and done with. Like, throw your address out there, tell people your name. You can't do nothing.
That I can't get rid of yet.
We don't have a big problem because we just have a good laugh and they go away. They don't bother us, so we don't have too much of a problem.
No,
We tell them right off, look,
guy
you're
I
not
wish
gonna.
was the ex-husband that is home.
Yeah.
And he'll walk through that door and try to talk to you all and just get in the middle of everything because I'm actually speaking out loud to people that aren't him.
Yeah.
You should do. And can I quickly say that?
Oh, dogs
Carry
get
on.
so quiet. Look at him being polite. I will talk quietly and wait my turn.
Okay.
In my house.
Carry on gets involved with. She gets involved with Slim Stream and all of the streams. Carry On's all over the internet,
Yep.
all over the Muma tubes, as Slim says. But Carry On is awesome, and just subscribe to Carry On, all of you, and get involved with her.
That's what I'm saying. You need some airtime. You just let me know. We'll get you some airtime.
Well,
Oh, Dave, we were going through our specs of her computer earlier, and the worst of it is she has a 12th gen with multiple, and she can run the nice fancy OBS and StreamYards, but she lives in the fucking sticks, and her upload is 0.48 megabytes a second. It's like, damn, get some new internet.
It's so
That's enough.
Yeah,
No,
you're
it's not.
You're gonna need some basics.
Yeah, it's enough to join, but if you're going to do all the fancy...
Why don't you join the stream?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm offering, like I say, I have all the hours and everything. It's so you want to use my stuff. It's not a problem.
Aye, he's only saying that so whenever you be streaming to OnlyFans, he can slip in because it's his fucking stream, and he'd be like, "Oh, fucking."
What about my OnlyFans?
Oh,
I'm sure the name of that.
Big voice doesn't got it, mate. So maybe you want to pay for that channel.
she's literally surrounded by wood, you know.
Pine, of course, there's nuts in that.
Anyway, right, what we're going to do is we're probably going to run for a wee while. I do believe that the conversation, if it cannot be saved and it's just going to become rambling, nobody fucking cares about rambling. So we probably end it. But can someone, Dave, you didn't get the floor. Have you a question for Carry On, either from, the opposite position or this position? Question her on something that you find... Right, I'm going to shut up now. Think for a second. Rephrase my words. Mr. Captive Desk, have you got a question that has come up a lot on the internet, a different topic, or something that you could push Carry On that would be good practice for her running open streams?
One you're going to get hit with as being God is, why did you create evil?
I didn't.
See, everybody's thinking Christian
There you go.
God.
She's on it. She's already got the answer.
Yeah, you have to make this clarification. This is the problem, Carry On. You should be coming out as God, and when you make a video on your channel as an intro, it should be, I am God, and this is how I define God. Because if you don't, everyone's going to assume the Christian God.
And that's what I was working on, is I was thinking I do need to have some kind of already pre-established video of what I wrote and explained. Because if everybody goes through that, it pretty much covers it.
Yeah, that's a good point, because
name that video the name
a
of
lot
your
of
channel.
questions are covered in that.
Also name that video the name of your channel. Plus, and just stick intro at the end. Just to help it for the algorithm to be found. Name that video the exact name of your channel and then intro afterwards. And tag the shite out of it. Dave, I'm sure, and all these people that do YouTubes will teach you about the tags and stuff that you put in the description to help you get found. Throw God in there, left, right, and center, Yahweh, all them things, Yeah,
because everything's pretty much written in my own speaking voice. That's I wrote it. I did not write it for professionals. I wrote it for everyday people, completely. People who don't know anything. Basically my mom, who was never taught about evolution, is who I tried to write it for.
Carry On's picking up me now. I know fuck all. But I would like to ask, what God do you believe in?
What?
Or gods? What gods do you believe in? Oh God, what do you believe in? As
a God, I'm an atheist. because I'm God. All our
Okay.
others freaking bullshit myths.
Yeah, I've seen that in the chat. You're God.
Well, I'm still kind of stuck on how Kari did something that she couldn't see and described sometimes as charge. And
Well,
that's basically what I got from her.
Mysterious
watch the
ways.
video when it comes out, and then we'll talk again.
All I can say is that the
I
past
hope, anyway.
from billions of years ago is theory, and the future for billions of years is sort of sorted, but it's still theory, and we're still discovering shit. And I know that human beings' energy never ends. There'll always be will always be energy of some sort. I'm a fat energy in a wheelchair, but that's me. Whether my wheelchair will continue with me through the afterlife, that's just
I
my
was
life.
just wondering how many microjoules of energy is in a fat wheelchair.
I would say like 8.
8. It's not that fat of a wheelchair.
You're a prick, MathPig.
Oh, so,
Yeah.
okay. I got a way to tie these together.
Right, go, come on.
Okay, dog. What
Yeah.
properties does a god have that Kari doesn't have?
Kari can't make me shut up. Only MathPig can. He's the god here.
Well, you heard it here. Dog's a theist.
Carrie's not an asshole.
To be fair, I have in the past used that. To be fair, I have in the
But
past
MathPig
used
is an asshole.
You
but
fucking
he can
tell
make
me
me
I'm your
shut up.
god, and then you speak over the top of me. Who do you think you are, the fucking Pope?
Oh, come on, sir.
But,
You have to admit you're being a little bit mansplaining. You're trying to tell me who I am. Or
Well,
what
no,
I
dog. That was kind of a serious
Never.
question, though. I wasn't joking. Like, what properties does she not have that would disqualify her?
that you think makes gods gods. And
Yeah,
why
I'm
do you
asking dog that.
think that makes a god a god?
Well, I'm
Why
trying
would
to see.
you do
I'm trying to see if he believes you're a god, or if gods have
I
certain
don't believe
qualities.
she's a god. That's just an insane question. What's up with you?
No,
You
No, it does
insane?
love
that
his
brings a
purpose.
question
No,
up,
you just
Carrie.
can't. You can't
Yeah,
answer
you-
any of those
Do
questions.
you wear a
The
MAGA
dog is
hat?
too thick.
Is God a she?
Damn straight.
Why
God is a
not?
she. Well, I mean, everybody wants
Does
to
God
define
have
terms.
a gender? Is
and
God
gender,
not like
right?
Ken and
Right?
Barbie, smooth round the middle? Like,
Wait, I got a better one. Can God sit in a room with wood paneling?
No.
no, I
Here's
think
the
it's
deal.
iron. No, if I'm right, is it not iron that God has a problem with? Except for what is it, maple trees or some of them plum trees or something that had to die because it was out of season. Apart from that wood, I think it's iron that he has a main problem with.
Oh no, no. I'm asking dog about Kari. That's why I was. Can God sit in a room with wood paneling?
He's good.
Brojo,
trying
there's a
to
slot
see.
left.
Here's a
Brojo,
go.
slip into
Go
that
there.
slot. Come on in, carry on. Oh, I'm not going to make that joke. Come on in,
Kari's a
slip
good
in.
bet. I'm sure she's
Cherry
shut
busted my
down
cherry
in a
today,
second.
MathPig, so.
I was telling her about your channel, Brojo. She does not know it. I told her she has to come over, join the panel. Lots of nice people over there, and that you would be very nice and look after her.
But you have to go to the physics side of things. That as a fetus, we were all females. All us males here, we were females. And either our organs
How's that the
disdain the testicles or the
Dude, if you go
remains of
back
the
far
ovum.
enough, all we are is a mouth and an asshole. What's the point you're making?
Wait, that doesn't make sense.
I'm out
Dog,
an asshole, yeah, that's
Dog,
basically what I'm saying. But we're all girls in the womb.
So wait.
So,
If we take
Hey,
a man
yo.
and remove his testicles, is he not a man anymore?
I have to ask a question. Is Wes and Geo the same person? Because they just asked about the Eurofrio. How do you pronounce that? The Eurofrio dilemma. And I know that Geo has been obsessed with that forever. Is Wes and Geo the same person? I think there's a Batman thing happening here.
no.
Youthifru. Thank you. Youthifru.
No, there's there's a bigger movement going on with the whole God thing, and there are people out there who hate me because I'm me.
People hate you because of you being Kari Ann, or people hate you because you're God?
Because I'm God.
So people know that you're God and physically have a hatred for you.
That's a mesotheist.
A mesotheist. I need to mute. My brain's gonna break again.
Yeah,
I
I
know
forgot.
that
Kari,
there's
MISO.
what they define me to be.
An MISO theist is a believer that hates God, because I had to clarify that when they were bringing up that atheists hate God. And it's like, no, atheists don't hate God. Miso or Mizo, however you want to pronounce it. Miso,
Would you not prefer,
Misotheists
using
believe
labels,
in God and hate God.
using labels that we all disagree on, you know, but stereotypes and these things are necessary. I would refer to that person just as an anti-theist. Would that consider and fall under the same similar umbrella?
It's one of those things where you have the circles that kind of overlap a little bit, you know what I mean?
I don't want to be all this and that and the other and all, but like, you know, people get all
technically
up their
though,
ass.
if
and
you
we're not talking
hate
about
God,
like
yeah,
Steve
if you hate
McCrane is agnosticism, you know? Ooh, right? People get really obsessed about words, but would you not consider that the same thing as an anti-theist? Like
well,
outside
no,
of
because
philosophy. We're not talking
you could want to
philosophy.
you could want to get rid of theism without hating God. You could want to get rid of theism without hating God.
Yeah, Richard would be like that.
So,
It's
so to
exactly
actually
his
hate
demolished
God,
doctrine. Yeah,
if you hate God, that puts you in a mesotheist category, because you believe and hate that God for maybe the loss of a loved one or whatever. You know,
that's what I'm
you
saying.
intensely
So
hate. You know,
theist being someone who believes in God, and anti as in someone who is against it. I would consider them, in my stupid, weird, wired brain, to be the same thing. I'm not seeing the differentiation between that.
Well, I'm anti-theism, but I don't hate God because I don't believe in God.
do you hate the character?
No, I have a problem with the way religion is used to
you're
manipulate
anti-religion.
people and everything.
You're anti-religion and anti-church, but you can't be an anti
Theism. Yeah, anti-theism.
Yeah. Like, I use this term anti-theism, but to me it's an oxymoron. Like, it you know.
Well, my official stance is I wouldn't care what anybody believes or what they do, just like I don't want anybody in my business. The only thing is when your business becomes my business, right? And that's the problem I have with theism, is they're making their business my business. And I ain't making my business your business. It's a two-way street.
Right, so would you consider that, I'm going to say business, just to get it out there, because we said it a lot, you know. So, would you consider interactions on a general term, without talking, say, bringing up politics or whatever, do you know any Christians in real life that you don't have a problem with?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
So you have discussions with them and you have talks with them, and is it always religion, or would you lean in towards maybe politics and how religion can change their worldview?
I think it doesn't really matter. We can talk about anything. We could talk about the news or mowing the lawn or whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know all that, but that to me is avoiding the
I don't target it. If you're asking if I target it, I don't target it. No. If
Well,
it
not
comes up,
target
I'll
it.
discuss
They may
it.
target it. But does it come up in a cordial sort of back and forth, or is it just avoided altogether? Like, that guy's a Christian, I'm not, and we have the best barbecue. That motherfucker makes the best marinade, so we go around, we hang out, our kids hang out. You know, but the God conversation never comes up. You're talking about your ribs and what marinade sauce he's using. That's the situation you're talking about.
Yep.
Would you go out of your way to do that, or do you avoid it because you're afraid of repercussions and losing the friendship?
Well, no. Now, this isn't directly related to religion, but it has some influence. A dear old friend of mine, one of my dearest and oldest friends, was making a comment about pride parades one day. And I said, well, go have your own damn parade, right? And then he started, going off a little bit about, LGBTQ stuff. And I'm like, look, man, I'm going to cut you off right now. If you're going to say anything stupid, we're going to have a problem, right? This is one of my oldest and dearest friends. So yeah, I will speak up and say, don't say stupid stuff about people you don't even know. You know what I mean?
100% agree. Yeah. Like
So yeah, I will speak up, but I'm, I had a problem one time. My brother and I were having a few words, right? And the fuzz got called because we were toe to toe having a few words out in the front yard, right? And everybody else thought we were going to come to blows. My brother and I had never came to blows, right? We could stand toe to toe and have it out, right? And then later on, we're going to be, hey man, still love you. You know what I mean? So yeah, there's a thing of, just because we're having a loud discussion doesn't mean we can't have a loud discussion, okay? And we're going to work things out. Yeah. The same as I just cut off my friend right away. I said, look, man, don't talk about that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I had a guy at work.
I grew up with you. I don't want to hear anything. It bothers me when I hear things and people post things that I grew up with and went to school with because I thought they were, better then. So immediately I will step in. And everybody knows my position on religion too. It's not a secret around here.
Yeah, I'm known at work for being that sort of guy. Like there's a youth leader at work that works the CNC machine, and he actually has. It was a few weeks ago. He had a load of the kids. I think it was between 8 and 12. Put questions in because they were doing like an open panel at the church. Feel free to ask anything you want. And one of the questions that came in was, "How do you know God is real?" And he asked me, from what he just thought I was as an atheist, I would describe myself as agnostic, and that's a whole conversation. But I rewrote the question as, how do we know that it's real or not? And I broke it down and gave like a wee page and stuff like. So I'm known at that for work. I would push people on that. I've had a motherfucking Christian come up to me with his Christian values because I came in a week straight fucking hungover. Fuck you, and I'm dealing with my depression whatever way I want, and I literally whole big fucking round motherfucker squared up to me and all, like, and it's, get the fuck. Same guy I have went out with quite recently, that's maybe 2 years ago. We went for a tour, whatever way you want to say it, of St. Patrick's Cathedral just before St. Patrick's Day, with me and him, his 3 kids and my wee girl. We all went round that, and then we out and broke bread. We spent nearly 120 quid in fucking pizza and wings for like 7 of us, and we spent a whole time together. It can.
Well,
pardon?
There is a part of the community that says, wants to set us up as an enemy with religious people. I'm not in that camp. I'm one that says, I point out the example, almost all your wars are settled with diplomacy, right? So why don't we skip that part and just talk, right? And to say that you can't talk with some people, it's like, then nothing would get done, because especially in a global world and dealing with other countries, there's some horrible leaders out there. We still have to talk with them and get things worked out, right? Otherwise, the alternative is just awful. It's just awful. So,
like the idea that sort of started the channel was a pub on a Friday night. An Irish pub on a Friday night. You go down the back. You have the banter, you get passionate, somebody might get a fucking pool cue in the back of the head, but the motherfucker that did that'll buy you a pint and a double whiskey when you come back next week and feel sorry about it because they got passionate. But it's the forgiving nature. As I said earlier with Doug, I kicked that motherfucker left, right and centre, and he still comes back for more. Either he's a masochist or he understands
Well, Dog knows on our Saturday, I repeat it all the time that when we cover videos, it is not personal. This is not personal in any way. We are talking about, whatever arguments they're putting forward in the video. And we often say, hey, this guy seems like a nice guy. We could probably hang out, like you said, barbecue and everything and stuff. But it doesn't mean that you cannot disagree with somebody.
Yeah.
The problem is, like you said, don't get personal, don't get ugly, don't start throwing blows and stuff. You disagree. I point out my wife and I disagree about things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, that's the end of it. Let's get divorced. We had a disagreement. It's like, well, no, that's not how you handle things. People disagree.
Man.
You know?
I'm in an on-off relationship, and it's now definitely on. And like she said to me the other day, like, I don't know how this is going to work, because we argued, and I was like, who doesn't? It's like, 90% of the time we agreed on stuff, and your music taste sucks, and you don't like mine. So, when we're having a drink or relaxing, who gets to pick the music?
Well, to be honest, MathPig, I think that there is something to be said for it is really hard for me to get folks on to have a nice conversation about religion or whatever it might be, because people don't want to do that, right? As soon as the latest email exchange I had with somebody that said, "Oh, I'll come on," and everything, and they were all like, "You may be underestimating me," or something, and it's all like, "Oh, he's looking for a fight."
In Kari's room. Kari, swipe the camera. There's a giant bug on your camera. It's been living there.
Yeah.
Put your Dave. I just want to double check, because I've searched twice and I can't find it. I've searched captive desk and I'm not getting it. Can you put your direct link in the private chat or the live chat so I can go and make sure? I'm pretty sure I've subscribed, but the algorithm has got so stringent. If you don't watch the same thing for like 2 weeks, it's gone. It doesn't promote. It doesn't give you the alerts, even if you have the all on. So.
I just picked us a subscriber. Awesome. I'm getting close to 500.
What?
May I interject?
You'd probably be better off searching for Saturday Night at the Atheist.
Yeah, that's why I said to Kari Ann to make her video the exact same name as her fucking YouTube channel, because videos pop up better.
There you are, MathPig.
Thank you very much.
I know you streak through my chats. So,
sometimes. Oh, well, then I do get the alert sometimes. I streak through so many chats, everybody's seen my red ass,
You've streaked through Saturday nights. I do. For everybody that listening doesn't know, Saturday Night at the Atheist is every Saturday. And if you watch MathPig, you can watch MathPig. Watch us later, okay? Or vice versa.
No.
But
do you
everybody go watch
MathPig. Do you remember Amber as a critical cripple? Dave.
Dave.
The Amber I know is probably a different Amber.
Critical cripple is what they went by when they were on the YouTubes. They're now off it and not really doing anything or whatever.
I don't know that one. No.
We spent I think it was 2020 or it was the middle of COVID when everybody was going live. We had a live stream every day bar Sunday at 1 p.m. UK time, which would be 8 a.m. Eastern Standard, and we did a live quiz. We'd have people on, and no one question was ever repeated. It was wonderful. It was great, and all the rest of it. But we did actually. Between us, I don't know how many channels we subscribe to. I'm like subscribed to 2,500 channels at least on my YouTube main one. And we tried to work out a schedule. Like a fucking book that you could open. Do an old TV guide to follow down through. Like, I don't like going live at the same time as other people, because we should promote each other and not overlap with each other. I don't think anyone should have to make the choice.
It's hard. It's hard to do.
We spent 3 months on it, man, and we couldn't get it to go right at all. Like, everybody was like, it was spreadsheets out your asshole. I swear to God.
That's why I picked the time I did, because a lot of folks start their stuff at 8 o'clock on Saturdays. So I figured we would get in earlier, in the late afternoon there. And then we wrap things up, before the, a lot of the big evening shows.
11 on Saturday was always my thing way back in the day. And then it was also a Thursday night with Richard at 11 o'clock UK time.
Well, and
that was my 2 time slots.
Mike at Answers in Atheism, he's older, and, it gets late, and, Brainless and Dog and them stop by, and, it starts getting late for them, you know what I mean? So, if we're starting later in the day, then it's already way too late for them to even stop by or join.
I know, people in the UK need to sort their fucking time zone.
It's kind of a mix, you know what I mean? So that I can, get folks in that it's not too late, not too early.
I've smarted the living room so I can control the lights and all that sort of shit. And literally at 4 o'clock in the morning, all the lights will switch off and the TV will switch off, and the fucking Alexa in the corner tells me to go to bed. I have very bad insomnia. That's 4 a.m. UK, and it tells me to go to bed. Like, I get up at 5 to 6. No, sorry, 5 to 7, 10 to 7, and go to work. But
It's
MathPig, do you red alert?
when I would do Grassman shows too, where I cover mostly the Bigfoot stuff and everything. I usually did those like a Saturday or a Sunday afternoon. Again, yeah, try to slip in between folks. And then like you said, then you get shout outs. You know, it's like, hey, I'm wrapping it up, but you know, like the other day, AR was in the stream and he's like, okay, we're wrapping it up. He goes, hey, Dave's going to stream, you know, and then a bunch of folks came over, you know, so that's always cool too.
Well, you see, that's the thing with the YouTube. You can't send people to another stream, but you have to have it planned before. You can't do that on the fly, you know, with the pushing people to another stream. That has to be done in the setup of the stream. Doug has requested something. He wants me to show off my smart home and my love of Star Trek. Computer, red alert. There you go. You happy now, Doug? You can't hear the siren going off, the Star Trek siren, because of the volume turned down. But it does. Yes. And it turns every fucking light in the house. Right, Doug, this is the thing. I forgot to change this. It turns every light in the house red. And then when I go, computer, living room lights white. And it fixes that, right? Every other fucking room in the house is still red. So people next door can see my hall light red. My bedroom light to the front and the whole street red. I'm like fucking Amsterdam now for the next 20 minutes till I go to the toilet and remember.
Say, hey, MathPig and everybody, thank you very much. I just picked up like a half a dozen subscribers. That's just awesome. Thank you very much.
Dave, you're right. We will have you by what month is it now? End of the month. Dave will be at 1,000 subscribers. That is not too hard to do if you put a week.
Bigfoot with Dave.
Like, no joke, man. No, we'll definitely get that. Even if they're hit subs, I've at least fucking 15 sock accounts. So,
can I
I don't mind earning. I don't mind earning my subs. You know, that's why I do things like this, and and Carrie Ann contacted me, and I was like, sure, Carrie Ann, let me know. You know what I mean?
Oh, you've been in on the project as well, were you? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I thought I was fucking special. I thought I was special. I got to see her in a nightie and the dog running around. I thought I was special. No, that's fine.
Oh yeah. And every Saturday I load my description up with everybody's links. I see Bree out there. I'm always telling go over there and buy a T-shirt from Bree and go buy a hat from Joe. And
Bree. Hello, Hype Science. Sorry, didn't even see Bree in the chat.
We've got T-shirts.
Hey, Bree.
Bree.
Actually, I want her, Ember, and Steph. I also want to do the.
I would like to say though.
Just a song. I can't. I was going to take. I got, because I work in a factory, I persuaded one of the guys to plasma cut me out of steel my icon. I got 2 small ones and 2 big ones, and there's one stuck here, but it's literally screwed to the fucking wooden frame. I put 2 screws through his nostrils. It's the only way I could hold the fucker up. But yeah, plasma cut 2 centimeter thick steel of the MathPig icon, like fucking this size, and then I've one like this. I've 2 this size. Class.
Anyway, years ago, I met.
Anyway, sorry, Doug. I'll just leave. You go on ahead. It's your stream. Forgot.
I met. What a twat! I met you years ago on the atheist streams.
Yeah.
And whatnot, and I basically just left them. I thought atheism is just as nasty as Christianity.
I used to stop by MathPig's Hangouts.
I'm just going to
say, I think you were
before
on
this stream ends tonight,
or something.
No, I'm going to interrupt. We are 8 subscribers off 500. We are 8 subscribers off 500. By the end of this stream, right, everybody, I don't care what socks you have or whatever, 500 subscribers, please.
Me, mate.
I keep forgetting it's your stream, Doug. Very sorry. Go on ahead, Doug.
That's awesome. Thanks a lot.
Captive desk that I haven't been to your Saturday night streams. I know I've been involved in them, and you've had me on there as a guest. I know my Bible, but I'm really bored with atheism. I think and theism and the God thing, and I think it's just become such a nonsensical thing that people attack each other for no reason at all. And the Christians are worse at attacking people.
Well, you know, that's why it's, you know, we try to keep it light. You know what I mean? It's, you know, and I look for videos that are kind of outrageous and stuff. You know, it's nothing. The point is, a lot of us do content all week long, and we take on a lot of this stuff. And on Saturday, we got some silly stuff, you know, where you're talking to your toaster and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so you can turn your brain off and come by.
Do you know Jill? You know Jill?
I know of Jill.
Yeah, I spent 90 minutes one night talking movies with Jill. This is the best conversation I ever had with that motherfucker. I also am on the lookout. I really want to get a bull snake. People find this funny, but I'm on the lookout for a bull snake. And if there's anyone in the UK, Doug, yeah. Oh, Doug, you'd be great because of the import laws now. Can I get a bull snake sent to your house, and then, like, you know, you send it to me and describe it as like a box of toys or something, so we can get past all this paperwork. But I want to get a bull snake and name it Jill, because they are angry, they hiss, they shake all the time, and the motherfuckers just need a hug. They just need a hug.
Well,
so
do you know Peter? Do you know Peter W?
No.
Do you know Peter W, MathPig?
I know Peter Tucker, if that's who you're talking about.
No, it's a theist that runs around a lot of the chats.
No, don't know Peter. I've been on.
But I mean, we do not agree on anything, right? Nothing at all, okay? But I try to be cool with people, and Peter W knows I have a pond and a garden and everything. Say, hey, Dave, how's the garden going this year? You know, and, hey, it's doing good. You know, I think he's got one too, you know? And so, yeah, and then it's like, we just don't get into it because we just know there's no point. You know what I mean? We know where each other stands. So when we see each other in the chat, we don't say God sucks or anything like that. We just say, hey, how's your garden? You know, pretty good. How's yours? You know?
No,
so
I'm an asshole. I'm literally one of those pricks that bought a black car with black tinted out windows and then spent £400 on a license plate that says 666 and then my initials.
Did you really?
Yeah.
That's your license plate?
My license plate is Y666 and then my initials. And the car is black with tinted out windows. We used to call her Lucy. I've now got a different car that's more dark grey than black. But yes, my license plate is. The first night I got it, I drove past the local church with Iron Maiden, and I just fucking fucked them. It's great for going to places to have these conversations. It's like, who owns the fucking Lucifer car? It's me. It's me. You want to talk about God? Because it's not even 666, it's 636, and it doesn't even mean that. But you know, let's talk God.
But you know, that's where my videos are, right? You know, MathPig. If I want to say something, I'm going to put it in a video, all right? And I'm going to say it. Like it or not, I'm going to say it in a video.
Oh,
but
we've got Shadow
when I have
in the
people
background.
on...
I don't know. Doug, I'm going to put you backstage for a wee minute. Don't hate me.
Hey, you prick.
But talking to somebody and everything, you know, it's, you know... I'll talk with anybody and it'll be civil as long as they're civil back. Unfortunately, we've ran into some folks that do not return in kind.
Yep.
But we try. Carrie Ann knows.
Yeah.
But we try, and then we're not going to talk to this person anymore.
If anybody has seen the conversation I had on Saturday night with Brojo on Brojo's channel, if you don't follow Brojo, do follow Brojo. Sandy, the best mod in the world, would you mind putting Brojo's channel link in the live chat for people to sub? I'm not going to say
Sandy is awesome.
I'm not going to say the YouTube channel because I don't want anyone to go and slander them. But this guy was flat earther, no space, no moon, anti-vaxxer. I think he was making the argument that he had a car accident and went into a coma, and when he came out of a coma, he's in a different world because all his family are different and this and all, and the whole Mandela effect. And meditate hard enough and you can change realms. There was so much in 90 minutes, I broke the fucking arm of my chair. All right? Look at how wobbly this chair is now. Okay. I went and freaked out.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
And they asked for a specific type of evidence where the scientific community they put it, would always reject something that goes against them. I'm like, dude, that's not the way it is. Science is science. And if it is rejecting everything or goes against what we are, you get a fucking Nobel Prize. You know, this is something amazing. Doesn't happen. Showed him the new one about the red infrared thing, 700 million years younger than what we thought a star could have been created at. New thing, wonderful. Throws out all these sort of things. Showed him that, and he just went, that's laughable. Now, I spent 90 minutes talking to this motherfucker about all these different topics, doing thought experiments with him, and talking about satellites being helium balloons inside the dome, and was respectful. And the fact that he dismissed it, the fact that he then said, Terry, hi, I don't know if we've got room, but thank you for coming back, and he dismissed it and called it laughable, I was like, dude, you know, spent 90 minutes, been respectful to you. You can now go fuck yourself because you've just showed that you are not a genuine interlocutor. You just want to talk, and I'm now going to treat you like you've treated me for the last 90 minutes. I interrupted him every time he said something I disagreed with. I corrected his mathematical statements, and within 15 minutes he left. You know, it's like, unless you get the floor, people like that are not worth talking to. You know? One of their friends came in and was very open, and actually we were discussing the fact that they didn't know much about science and that they wanted to learn more, and were open to coming on, you know, once a month, every 2 weeks, and doing a science talk on my channel with just basic knowledge to bring them up to speed with where they are. That's a genuine person, you know. Other motherfucker can go fuck themselves.
Well,
Also, Marty,
I just
tell your
celebrated.
fucking cat to stop flashing their ass on screen. Give it a nudge.
I don't know what his problem
I
is.
just celebrated.
He's
Okay.
liking it.
I just celebrated 3 years on YouTube by replaying my first video ever on YouTube, and it was with a theist, and we were able to talk for 2 hours, having a perfectly civil discussion, even though we disagreed on things. We both mentioned, oh, well, that's a good point, and he would mention back, that's a good point. And it is so awesome that you can do that, right? And you know, since then, that's really been the only one I've had.
There's no love like Christian hate.
Well, that's what I said earlier, Marty, that when you invite them to have a civil discussion, they don't want it. They don't want to come have a civil discussion with me. They want a dumpster fire. They want to start something. You know, they don't want. They don't want.
They want to bring you. They want to proselytize.
Just as you brought that up, do you want to see? Do you want to see my first video? That's only actually got 80 views. It's only got 80 views in 5 years. That's disgrace.
Well, you know, I'm nice and I try not to cuss and everything, you know, because I know a lot of religious folks get turned off when you cuss, you know, so I extend the olive branches. I'm civil, I'm nice, I smile. I'll let you, you know, I'll give you time to talk and everything. It's next to impossible to find anybody to do that. So
is Shadow Rex going to say anything before I share my first video ever on YouTube?
I was just going to say hello to everybody, and I'm glad you let me up, Pig. I hope you've had a good day. Me and Captive Disc have had a couple of conversations, and I may use some colorful metaphors to describe stuff, but on his channel, when I'm there, I try not to say the nastiness, and we've talked about all kinds of stuff, mostly sci-fi.
Rex, if I can, I felt that I offended you the other night. I also felt that whenever you responded to me the next time that we interacted on the YouTubes and you were respectful to me, that's what the message I said thank you for that actually meant, because I know that I gave Messenger more freedom. It was what it was agreed upon and stuff like that. Motherfucker had a trigger and attack. After he called everyone out for being triggered, he had a trigger and attack. I'll have to show you the messages. It's fucking hilarious, man.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. No, I
respect you, and I apologize if I offended you.
No, I do not feel offended or disrespected. And you know, you're Northern Irish, so I get it. Yeah. So I mean, there's that. You got the fight going on. Yeah. But
It's
no,
not
like-
all like
And
that, man.
Rex-
People at work who are also Northern Irish feel that I'm also a wee bit like this. It's like, I'm a weirdo. I'm sorry. I'm a genuine asshole.
Does Rex
Rex
actually
joined
get
us on.
nasty?
Well, he joined us on Saturday, and we had a good time. Nothing. No, he's some things are said and everything, but it isn't over the top or anything.
Well, yeah. I mean,
That's
we
what I
were
was saying.
talking
I've never
Star
seen
Trek,
Rex
so-
nasty. He's usually just fussy.
Well, yeah, I get
He
aggravated.
wouldn't shut the fuck up. That was my
Well,
problem.
we
the
were
other
talking
day.
Star Trek. We were talking Star Trek, so it was all we were all geeking out on some Star Trek, so it was all mostly friendly.
Yeah, me and Dave came to an agreement that the most important invention that was in Star Trek wasn't the warp drive, it wasn't the transporter, it was the replicator.
Yep.
Yeah, right?
Just to point out, the replicator and the transporter are so damn close. It's I thought you were going to say something else, but in my opinion, the most important invention in Star Trek is the Heisenberg compensator.
Well, yeah, there is that. Yeah, because your
If
atoms
it didn't have that, you would have no replicators, you would have no transporters. The Heisenberg uncertainty principle, we have to compensate for that. So we're going to invent something called the Heisenberg. Yeah, that's the best. That is the best invention.
Well, we got into how I love Bones because he did not like the
I
transporter.
like big
at
buns,
all.
and I cannot lie.
Yeah, and he would not get into the transporter if he did not absolutely have to, because he always thought he was going to get scattered in space. Yeah.
Yeah, but that is a good point. That the replicator and the transporter both kind of work by recreating things.
Yeah, and to be fair, a replicator has been, shown in Deep Space Nine to be changed into a transporter, and I think in TNG the opposite way.
I love DS9.
They have been shown to be interchangeable with a few little tweaks, but neither of them would work without the Heisenberg compensator.
Yeah, and the holodeck worked a lot on the transporter replicator principle. It was holograms and force fields.
I'm going to disagree with you on that because there's the whole Sherlock Holmes and Moriarty thing, and that did not prove to be true.
Well,
it
fair
is
enough.
similar inside that area, but unlike transporters and replicators, it cannot be taken out of its place of creation and moved around.
Right.
Oh my goodness, what has this became? Right. Anyway, see you.
I don't know.
Getting geeky.
I think we lost Kari Ann. Though, Kari Ann, are you there?
Kari said she had to attend, or they had to attend to their dog.
Cool. Well, when Kari Ann comes back, we'll probably round it up. We'll continue going behind stage if 4 other people want to come in and listen, and we can alternate. But I'm getting a little buzzed, and I don't like making a fool of myself on the interwebs. So, I think tonight went well for a random stream. It was good practice for Kari Ann. Cerberus, I want to thank you for coming in at the start, along with Heretic, and being the asshole that you are, and pushing all the buttons. That was really good practice.
I have to try.
Pardon?
I said I had to try.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, everyone's talking. Cerberus go, then Dave, then Shadow.
I have a quote for Rex that I just want him to hear. It's from Gandalf. Use the Force, Harry.
Fair enough. Hey, that's fair enough.
May the Force be with you.
Ryan Cultastic is here. Ryan, I know our timing don't line up, and I streak through your chat all the time, nearly every day. I know you love it. But thank you for coming by. I know our times don't match up and all, but Ryan, definitely we need to get some timings all. Yeah, Ryan's great.
Okay, go ahead.
No, that was it. Just Ryan's great. And if anyone can... I really want to know what happened between you doing your morning stream, Ryan, and how you ended up on the Dams network. Did he steal you? Did you not? I don't know. I'd like to know. But yeah, sub to Ryan's show. They do the Morning Atheist podcast at 2 p.m. UK. Fuck knows what that is Eastern. 9 a.m. Sandy, be the good mod. Go on.
We're about 5 hours behind.
Yeah, so that would
The
be
U-
right.
the
2 to 9,
UK.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I just want to tell you, MathPig, my email's in the private chat. You can always get a hold of me on Saturday. I'll get you a link and we can sync up a stream.
Do you have... Oh, yeah. No, seriously. Yeah. No, that's fine. I'll email you right now. Where the fuck
Okay.
is it in the private chat? There's so many of them. Cerberus and Dog are having a bromance, so I don't know where you're... Oh, there we go. All hail
You fine?
Bigfoot.
All hail Bigfoot. It's easy to remember. All hail Bigfoot.
There you go. But yeah, the whole conversation between me and Dave on Saturday, he was having a thing. Who was the guy that said sci-fi didn't have religion in it? And we were like, "You're wrong.
Yeah.
All sci-fi has religion in it. Yeah, just about."
Well, I went on Chris Mallard's show. He invited me to come on because he does sci-fi Saturdays.
Yeah, he keeps
And he
inviting
said-
me on, but, you know, it just shows
Yeah.
who he likes more than me, you know. Thanks, Ryan. You know?
Well, I had my Star Trek shirt on, right, and it had caught his eye. So you got to get a Star Trek shirt, Matt.
Dude, my fucking house is actually, if you look up, there's
I
a
know, that's what I
particular...
said.
No, there
I
is
was
actually a
thinking-
particular channel on YouTube, and it's a guy who's obsessed with Star Trek and home automation. His entire house is set up on the Lacars system. He has segmented it by TNG rooms, and he has the
Awesome.
captain's outfit. That's where I got the red alert from and all. Like, it's fucking class.
I was thinking of Chris Mallard when you set it off, and yeah, so he had invited me on, so we were going to talk about Star Trek. So then I just carried the theme onto my show later, and I found some videos that tied creationism with some sci-fi stuff. So we had a whole day of Star Trek.
What is
tied
your
it all in
favorite
together.
sci-fi movie in reference to not digital effects? Oh, it's very hard. I'm going to be subjective to a point, but I'm going to try and describe my subjective thoughts in an objective way, right? An emotional connection between barriers. Fuck it. I'm just going to say it. Yeah, the movie with Dennis Quaid and Something Now.
Oh, Enemy Mine.
Enemy Mine. That is.
Oh, that's that movie.
I
That's a
think
good
that
one.
is one of the best sci-fi movies ever made.
And
they
Yeah,
ran-
I went in with low expectations watching this and was way surprised by how good the movie is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I would have to say, like I said again the other day, the Star Trek the motion picture, where all of us Trekkies were having withdrawals, and they managed to bring it back into a movie and then a series of movies with all the original crew, and just by the luck that everybody was still around and available and willing to do it, and all the things that go into that. To have it come back for the sci-fi, true sci-fi, yeah, that's it.
Do you know?
Now if you want to go into like more of the wizardy type stuff or whatever,
Yay!
Excalibur, the original,
That was so good.
that's one of my favorites.
Yes.
Oh my god, it was so good.
I'm a
remember
big
that-
Stargate fan over Star Trek. I do like Deep Space Nine more than TNG, and I will. There's no, like, seriously, two hills that I die on. One, words do not have definitions; they have usages. I will die on that hill. And second of all, Cisco would kick Captain Picard's ass every single day of the week.
Sure. Oh, sure.
That's the only two
But
hills
yeah.
I'll die on. Also, oh my goodness, Take a Shot Action is here as well. Take a Shot Action goes longer back than any of us, and Weirdo as well. We're all going to go over to Brojo's.
Over to Brojo's.
We're going to go
And
to
hey,
Brojo's.
Thanks for the shout out, MathPig. Much appreciated. I really appreciate it. And thanks everybody that subscribed. And like I say, come and
Ryan
join
doesn't
the
know
fun.
link. Ryan's new, just to say, Ryan's only come in since we shared the link. Ryan, we're trying to get Dave, the captive desk, up to 500 subs. It was only 8 about 45 minutes ago. Would you mind? Oh my goodness, am I going to have to find our link again? There we go. Oh, it's right there. It's fine. I will post it. Oh, no wonder who'll get there first. Will Sandy get there first? Will Sandy get there first? And paste. This is Captive Death. No, I beat Sandy. Yes. There you go. Take a shot action. Ryan, use are two new people who haven't come in since we shared the link. Click the link, hit a sub. You don't have to watch. Just we're trying to get him to 500 before the night because he's so close. He's so close.
Much appreciated, MathPig. Much appreciated.
But yeah, definitely. Brojo's link is also in the chat there, not too far back. The Brojo 420 Cafe.
I am subscribed at the Brojo.
Yeah, take a shot action. Don't feel that you're late. The night is only beginning. We're going to go over to Brojo's. It just means I can leave and go to bed when I want. And, you know, Dave can send me the nudes and nobody gets to see. So.
But yeah, me and Dave and me went down a bunch of rabbit holes. Stargate, Babylon 5, Farscape. We went down a bunch of rabbit holes.
You didn't mention Lex. Did you mention
Lex? Yeah,
Lost
I think
in,
we
Lost
did
in Space.
Have you
Lost
watched
in
Lex,
Space.
Dave? Lex is literally the best sci-fi show ever. It's like 95% of Stargate. Stargate is the best, and like Lex is like 95%. Have you watched Lex? No?
Yeah.
I know you have,
It's a
Rex. You're a
bug.
horny
The
motherfucker.
big ship is a bug. I mean, come on.
I watched some of the Stargate. I enjoyed
What about
it.
Lex? Have you watched Lex? Giant
Don't know
bug,
that one.
Sex, like softcore porn, crossed with bugs, crossed with Star Trek. Their
Ooh.
shower is a giant penis, and the toilet
Oh,
has
yeah,
a tongue
his
that licks
hair.
your ass clean.
His hair was, that dude's hair was the best hair on a sci-fi show ever. That dude that dressed in all black. What was his name?
You mean
know
Kai,
it.
all right?
Yeah,
Don't
there you go.
disrespect Kai. Kai is the last of the Bronin G, and I will fucking sing their battle cry song. I have watched Lex like 50 million times. Okay? Oh, hombre. Don't get me started. I fucking.
That's how I am with Excalibur. I could go watch it right now. That's just, you know, some of those movies are just like that. You could just, I'll go watch that again. Let's turn.
The Librarian.
I just watched
Has
it
anyone
yesterday.
watched
Let's
the
watch it
Librarian
again.
movie series and then the actual series for TV. It's not bad and funny, crossing magic and technology. The Librarian, the Librarians. Kari knows it, although she's muted. Right, we're going to fly around the room and give Brojo a chance to get his stream started. Take a shot action. Find the link to Brojo's. He has. Brilliant. The link is pinned for here. So if anyone wants to jump in, and then we'll send them all to Brojo's. But we think we're going to go to Brojo's. I don't know. Marty looks like she's going to go to the fridge and just eat some more. Because she's always... You're always
She's
on my
so
stream
hungry.
eating. You're like Brad Pitt. Every fucking scene you see the motherfucker in, he's munching on something.
I had a long day and I needed ice cream after I had my dinner. I got my coffee ice cream, my Haagen-Dazs coffee ice cream.
Oh, nice.
You went.
I was thinking I do the same thing. I put a robe on to have ice cream because I get a chill.
in my room, so I opened my window.
Take a shot like the Librarian. Did you watch the series, man? The Librarians? That was also really good. Yeah, take a shot action. Anyway, very rarely here. Always good. Been popping around more often. Good to see. Very opinionated person from way back in the day. Like, way back. Take a shot action. I'm going to shorten that name. What can we shorten that to?
Wait a minute.
I was going to ask them what was the date of their first video. Mine is like 2018. Oh, that's right. I was going to show my first video.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
I was 3 years last week. It was the 27th or something like that. It was 3 years ago for my channel.
This video was the very first video on my channel, and it was the 24th of August, 2019. I thought it was actually 18. I was wrong. It's 24th of August, 2019. Oh, I haven't hit the share button. It's really bad. Please don't fucking judge me. No judgment.
This is horrible.
It's fucking horrible.
That's why I played my first video, kind of a look back, see, you know.
Yeah, how far I've come. Yeah, my first video was like 6 years ago when Google Hangouts was still a thing before they moved it. So, yeah.
Go Dragon Ball Z. Just for the people who don't know, that was a joke at Steve McRae because there was a whole fight about agnosticism. That's an old school joke that very few people will get.
Oh, fair enough. Hey, look, I hung around in the Steve McRae days.
Yeah,
I
so you
about,
know the whole joke about agnosticism and all. That's why I was like, I'm only joking.
He was fighting
Yeah,
with
the whole non sequitur show just imploded. It was funny as shit.
Wasn't it? Wasn't it? So
That's a good one.
Pardon?
That's
oh,
a
you
good
had to
one.
end with something mad, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, I used to release stupid stuff like that. Like where this one. Shout out to Spooky. Is Spooky still here? This is. I'll just play it. Or apparently.
Do something funny. I can't do fucking horse. Horse.
Oh,
What about goats? Do you like goats?
Too hairy. Yeah, it has to be a summer thing.
I know sheep and wellies. So,
Really?
Spooky.
Yeah?
Why are you called Spooky Bed Hair?
Well, they're both workplace nicknames. Spooky is a workplace nickname, and so is Bed Hair. I always kind of liked Spooky, but Bed Hair I never did. But I decided to own it in that in that way. So I clashed them together, and it seemed to be I thought it was a good name, and yeah, sort of owning the Bed Hair bits, and also it's the initials of my actual name.
Is it?
Oh.
Yes.
Secrets.
You may call me. Yeah. Oh, that's because my mum gave us all names, all us kids' names.
Yes, I did blank out their real name. I wouldn't dox them, so I put a screaming cat in.
Names that would translate from Polish into English and French as well.
Wait there, is there an actual photo of you?
No.
I want to see a photo of Spooky.
No, doesn't exist.
You just said it did.
No, Spooky. If you were going to get pulled over by the police and you were in the front page of the newspaper and your family seen you, what they would think that you get pulled over for or you get done for?
Furiously cycling. That's what I'd do because it's one of the few. It can't be drunk and charged with a bicycle, but you can be charged with furiously cycling. I think. No, that's wrong. You can be charged with being drunk with a bicycle. I forget.
Spooky, what's your favourite vegetable?
You are. You are.
Is that all are you going to do a sky out? Is that what you're doing?
No. That was funny. That was a funny line.
Okay, what's your favourite colour?
The middle one.
Come on now, give us some information. What's your favourite colour? Pick one.
Red.
Red, right. What's your favourite number?
17.
What decade were you born?
The 60s.
What do you think of horses?
Small, tiny ones.
They're too big.
What about small, tiny ones and big, giant cats?
Give me the small tiny ones.
So you don't want the cat?
A giant cat would be good, but I wouldn't want to fight. I mean,
Are you straight, Spooky?
yes. I'm sorry, Dave. Sorry to let you down. Horse. Horsey.
Nobody else is watching it except I'm here.
Shit.
I'm watching it.
It even had a commercial. How about that?
I know, because it's on my channel. There's some really weird stuff on my channel. I've got one where I make fun of. Do you remember that Scottish flat earther?
I got to do something funny.
Oh, I can't remember him.
Earther.
Oh yeah,
I don't really
this
know
guy
him by
used-
name. Yeah.
He used to be big back in the day, and he made a statement that all planets are just balls bouncing, and I had to do something about that. Yeah, you see, yeah. You know, you can't not, like.
Sometimes they write it for you, don't they?
Oh man, I just had to put a graphic in. I literally just had to put a graphic in. Where the fuck is it? This is class. Oh.
I did one on Answers in Genesis where Georgia Purdom said, and the whole world laughs at us, or something like that. She practically wrote the video, you know, and it's, oh, yep, that's getting clipped.
Answers in Genesis, they're funny.
Oh yeah. Ken Ham is my nemesis because my whole introduction to creationism was catching Ken Ham on one of the part-time Christian cable channels way back in the day. They ran one of his videos, and I was just like, people really think, you know, Noah's Ark was real. You know, I was blown away. And ever since then, yeah, he's been my main target for picking on.
Does he know who you are? Like, he knows who Paula G is. Does he know who you are?
I know he knew me enough that I was blocked everywhere. And again, I don't go in saying nasty things. I just ask questions and stuff. He blocked me, pre-blocked me for one of his channels. He started a new channel and I was already blocked.
Yeah, well, hello.
Hi, Midnight.
Midnight.
How you doing?
Midnight,
Yes.
I would like you to have the floor for a wee minute, and then there's something I did before, and I've done this twice before, and I've got loads of these if I can. And I'd like to do this again. So I'm going to share a video that I did. Anyway, Midnight, welcome.
Hello.
How
Thanks
have
for
you
having
been?
me. I'm pretty all right. I was bored. I figured I'd just come in, see what was going on with this lovely group of people.
Random stream.
I call Sub lovely. Get over that.
Random stream. I don't know if you know Kari Crysler from the chats. Kari is wanting to start to do streams and stuff. She reached out for some help, and I was like, the best thing we can do is just go live, and I put her against Heretic and Serb. So that was fun to give her a dip into open rooms. But yeah, now we're just rambling, and yeah, going through old streams talking about when we started, and I'd like to do this again, right? Can I
Marty,
ask all these motherfuckers out there that is watching, right? My email is hogfathermp@gmail.com. Can everybody that I know and is willing to do one of these? Because I'd like to really make a new one of these. Let me see.
What's up, Dave?
I want to tell Marty real quick. Ken Ham does know who Dan Phelps is very well, and I've had Dan Phelps on my channel like 2 or 3 times.
I don't know who Dan Phelps is.
Dan Phelps is the one that gets all the background information that everybody knows about, all the tax information, all that stuff. Dan Phelps is the guy that's always getting the public information. He releases the attendance numbers every month.
Oh, Dan.
He had a picture with Ken Ham right before Ken Ham found out who he was. So, yeah, Dan's an unsung hero, but he did get an award, a very prestigious award, for all the work that he's done behind the scenes, because he is the guy that a lot of people don't know who he is, but behind the scenes he does a lot of stuff. He also does a lot of science education. He writes editorials.
Nice.
And all that. And Dan's a legit geologist. He's a legit scientist and everything. And yeah, Ken Ham really doesn't like Dan Phelps at all. And Dan is a friend of the channel.
Awesome.
Am I allowed to speak now?
Thanks, MathPig. Go ahead.
No, you are not.
Okay, real quick, guys. I just gotta go. I need to go get food.
Okay, sorry. No, someone else had to speak. Sorry, go on ahead there.
I just said I have to go get food. I might be back for Brojo's. And
Yeah, Brojo's will be next. This will be ending soon. We're just
people see if you can get Dog to define God, so we understand him.
That ain't possible. That won't happen.
Shut up.
Are you finished now, Marty? Is it okay if I hit play?
I was telling my cat to shut up, so I told him to shut up.
I know they were flashing their pussy on screen earlier. We told you to calm them down, but you just kept eating ice cream like you were loving it, you know?
Yeah.
They want some ice cream. They want some ice cream. You're not
Coffee ice
sharing.
cream. It's not raspberry ripple. It's not fucking mint cheesecake. It's like, you know,
Coffee ice cream. Coffee ice cream. Ice cream's the best.
No, that's fine. Your cat's back flowing her pussy. Yes,
I'm Eric Murphy, host of Talk Heathen and YouTube.com/Eric D. Murphy. And you are watching
Got no audio, MathPig.
Yeah, there's no sound.
Fuck. That's Marty's fault. She distracted me. This is all Marty.
Right. No, I didn't.
Right, let me see. Word to button. Share screen. Fucking that one with the audio button. There we go. Brilliant.
I'm Eric Murphy, host of Talk Heathen and YouTube.com/Eric D. Murphy. And you are watching MathPig.
Yeah, they forgot to unmute when they made the video. It's quite funny.
I'm watching MathPig.
Oh, that was useless. Thanks very much. Go on. More effort. Go on. Smile.
I'm watching MathPig.
They also forgot to unmute.
I'm David Worley. You're watching MathPig. You might just be watching MathPig.
There's Peter D. Tucker.
I don't often watch YouTube, but when I do, I watch MathPig.
Tell me what you want. What you really, really want. What I really, really want is more MathPig.
Say that again.
No.
I like Artie. I think he's funny.
I like Artie. Yeah. I've got loads of like them. I've got like lots of people all fucking doing that. We should do that again. I'd like, you know, totally be selfish and stuff.
I just did a clip for somebody, so if you ever need a clip, let me know.
I don't know. I'm feeling all nostalgia now. Right, we'll do one more because this is funny as fuck.
I don't like lumps of wood on trees. It doesn't get me going.
This is the chat that the quiz that I was talking about earlier during COVID. This is very old. Critical Cripple, the person in the middle, the floating head, organised this quiz every day, 1 p.m. We would find 5 people to come and join. Random questions, never repeated. And every single day except Sunday during COVID to keep us sane. And this actually happened. For context, Critical Cripple in the middle is a cripple. They can't sit in seats and they sit on a yoga ball because it's better for their back.
Nope.
I don't like lumps of wood on trees. It doesn't get me going.
Nope.
Ow! You alright?
Dave,
He literally fell that
time.
time. Dave, are you okay?
Here.
Get my chair.
Okay.
Well, we hear laughing. That's good.
That's
a good sign. That's a good sign. Oh, that sounded
Sorry.
painful though. He hit really hard.
Yes.
You get the green things.
But Kaz was laughing, right?
Ow! Yeah, I believe so.
Dave established this earlier. When your best friend slips on a banana skin, you find out.
That literally in this one stream actually was a joke. What do you do if your best friend slips on a banana peel was like 4 questions before this. It was so perfectly timed. And the answer was that we all agreed on was listen for a laugh, check they're okay, and then sort them out. And that's just, you know.
Yeah, it's like, are you okay?
All
Yeah, I'm
I
okay.
would have
Good.
Said, are you okay?
That's funny.
I'm sorry. Comical sound. I can't help it.
I'm not going to laugh until I hear Dave having a laugh about it. Okay, so
Right.
You did.
Yeah.
Are you okay, honey?
He was
You okay?
laughing.
It popped.
That's what I was wondering if it popped.
That's too much, Dave.
I have 12 emails. At the end of that actual series that we did when we, you know, stopped doing it, they had kept that and cut a little sliver off and made everyone a little trophy. I have it up the stairs. It's like a giant ping pong ball type thing on top of like a, you know, piece of wire or whatever, and it's got a face on it and stuff. But they made... Every one of them was generically, physically the same, but then for mine there was glasses with a wee beard scribbled on, you know, and someone else's was like this bit of hair. But
That's
they
great.
actually cut a sliver of that ball and give every one of them a cape with a little sliver of the popped ball. Right? It was really funny because the first time they did it, they didn't. They got the ping pong balls and used like a highly, you know, this paint is great, gonna last forever. Yeah, because it's for fucking metal. They melted the ping pong ball. They were sending me pictures like, oh. Do you know that scene from fucking RoboCop? Right? It's like, dude, I don't want that trophy. No. It's like the guy that walked out of the vase of acid going, ah. No, we don't want that trophy. And they posted them to everybody. Now, I know I'm UK and they're UK, so it wasn't too much, but they posted them to like Australia and round the world, to everybody that was one of the regulars on the show that was there every day. And the motherfucker kept spreadsheets and could tell who and how long and how many episodes everybody was on. Like, they were spreadsheet crazy. So anybody in like the top 5 or top 10 got little trophies sent round the world, you know, with a piece of that ball, which was great. Like,
That's a great story.
This is what community was and what we did back in the, and we had Christians on, we had people who disagreed with us on, you know, and we just spent 2 hours talking shite. We used to play Quiplash. You know of Quiplash? Something very similar to like Cards Against Humanity.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, motherfuckers, my wee girl accidentally kicked me between the legs one time with a hug. She was perfectly hided. I was 3 days in hospital. One particular part of my body swelled to 6 times its size, and I was in an awful lot of pain. And Critical Cripple, the same person whose ball popped, decided to run that quiz out of the blue while I was in hospital with me in the fucking like corridor, up and down staircase type thing, nurses walking past me, and every third answer to every question was Robbie's right nut. And like, this is friends, you know.
With love, with
this
love.
This is community, you know. Oh, dog! I didn't realize you were still backstage. Sorry, I thought you'd left when I put.
I was literally like.
Sorry, finger slipped. What?
I was literally writing you a hate mail on the private chat.
I just seen the caps. The caps caught me eye. All right.
Oh no, I was writing one after that, and I got as far as saying, you know, why am I still backstage?
I don't
why
know.
Isn't
You're still backstage.
Over your shoulder.
You're still backstage because about 45 minutes ago I said, this is now too late for me. I have been drinking too much and I'm missing things. And
You'd probably be on the book fast, yeah?
that's all I drink.
I know you do.
To be fair though, right? And you can all fucking laugh and this, that and the other. My partner is giving up drink and I have been cutting down. You can all laugh at me, you know. But I didn't drink all weekend except for Saturday night when I dealt with the guy and I needed a
My little brother isn't around anymore. I'm not going to laugh at anybody for not drinking anymore because I wish my brother would have stopped drinking long before he put a bunch of holes inside of his intestines because he didn't make it to 50. And, you know, he's my little brother. You know, I'm listen.
Hold on, that makes you over 50.
I'm almost 60.
Jesus Christ, man, you got a sexy voice for a 60-year-old. You definitely are a James Bond in a past life.
Hey, if you like my voice, I just narrated The Lobsterist. You can check out the video.
Is that something to do with Deconverted Man?
It is a Deconverted Man's book.
Okay. Well, no, I had the physical copy. It's upstairs.
Yeah, this is the flip book that he did. It's an online flip book. I also interviewed him and reviewed his other book too.
The very first book he wrote, my partner at the time when it came out bought it, so I did get to flip through it, ignore it, and then you love this.
Caught between an infinite hope and a finite despair. I have it right here on the desk.
Captive, right? Captive. Do you know of Judo something Christian, the Australian guy that had sex with God? Do you know of that guy?
Oh my God! Why'd you have to bring him up?
No, it doesn't.
That guy, yes.
I know there was that guy that said he had pictures of heaven. I know of that one.
It may be the same guy that does 9-hour streams on a daily basis. I don't know, right? Well, Deconverted Man may have been, I am not going to say intoxicated or under the influence of anything, because I don't know if they do, but it really sounded like they were, because they were dope.
He doesn't need it. I think he's naturally that way.
Dude, I have been following that motherfucker that long, right? Now, I know that they do streams right now, and they do streams like me, you know, like you, like Marty, you know, with our bodies and our faces and all. I have been watching them that long that they need to go for another 3 years with their body so that it outweighs this. Because that's all it used to be. Like, just... Right.
Deconverted Man is a great friend of my channel. He's done a lot to help me. He made it. He sends me funny stuff. He sends me songs and cartoons, and made me a desk song the other day. And fan or not, he's a friend of the channel, and I appreciate all the help he's given me and all the laughs.
I would say he's more of a friend of you than the channel.
No, it goes around, you know. Like I said, I've been on his channel, he's been on my channel. You know what I mean? That kind of community thing. I appreciate everybody in the community, and I try to get along with everybody. Even when strife comes up, I'm always the first one to say, "Hey, let's be friends." So.
MathPig is the same. He's allowed a ginger on the channel.
You know what? You should say
Not only that, but he allowed an albino.
Wow, dog! You're really gonna talk to your special needs group member like that?
Exactly. I was going to say he was part of the special needs group.
Have you seen this? Right, back to reality. Important things. Dave, you will love this, right? This guy goes up against the person who thinks they are the ultimate presuppositionist. You know, they've had sex with God, so they know what's going on. All right.
Oh, God. Is this that guy?
It is that guy. Right. This is
ready.
Deconverted Man doing the lobster thing against that guy. That's why it's beautiful. Really need to find that intro.
Claim because humans are not all
Mania.
knowing, so we can be ignorant on certain things in regards to its existence, but we can't say something is not real, as God is the source of all possibilities and impossibilities. So he could be creating unicorns, dragons, etc.
Okay, so you cannot say that Santa Claus is not real.
Yeah, Santa Claus could exist because God could just be creating a Santa Claus character.
Could Laud exist?
I don't know who that is, but anything's possible with God.
Okay. Could the God-eating creature exist?
That's a contradiction in terms because a creature can't be God.
No,
A creature would
It eats God. It's a God-eating creature.
a God-eating creature.
Yeah, it eats God. That's all it eats. So could a creature?
Well, that's
that
contradictory.
Could a creature that eats God exist?
Okay, unmute. Sorry, I've been shouting and fucking muted. We've got Blaster Master backstage, does anybody want to fall on the sword so we can bring Blaster Master in? I have never.
I'll be in the chat.
Yeah, no, make it me because I'm gonna go to bed because it's getting too theist to me.
Okay, that's fine. Blaster Master! Right, now we're going to talk Mad Max. Is that the name? Are you the little guy with the brains or the big guy with the muscles?
Oh, hello.
Hello.
What's up, guys?
Hi, Ryan. How you doing?
Oh, we have a first
You
name.
guys hear me all right?
Ryan,
Oh
your
yeah,
mic
Blaster's been on the channel. He's a friend of the channel.
Oh, sorry, I have my volume up really loud because I was listening to the stream. Let me just check that again. There we go.
That was one of my favorite games. I think it was Master Blaster.
Is Master Blaster or Blaster Master not from Thunderdome? That's where I think.
Oh, I think of the game for the NES game, the Nintendo game. I had it when I was a kid.
Here's an idea.
There we
Let's
go.
ask the man whose name, if I don't mean to misgender you or not, but let's ask the person whose name is Master Blaster what the fuck their name comes from instead of me and you guessing.
Oh, it's an old Nintendo game.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's a Nintendo game. I had it.
Yeah, totally.
Right. So not Mad Max.
Nope,
Hello.
not Mad Max.
Hello, Ryan. How you doing?
Hey, good. Good to see you, Dave.
Nice to meet you, Ryan. If I may
Good to
call
meet
you
you.
Ryan, my name is Robbie.
Yes.
I go by MathPig, but first name basis, my name is Robbie. Nice to meet you. Appreciate you joining, man.
Yeah, of course.
We've just been this last maybe hour talking shite. There was a genuine point to the conversation. Someone in the community was wanting to do open streams, so we just randomly threw them on stream to see how they would do against random people. But now
I'm good buddies with Deconverted Man and Captive Desk, and I've been around a long time.
I did not know of your name until someone in.
I've been
Marty
on
knows
here.
them.
I've talked to you more than once.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Is it
Last
really
time I probably
late at
had
night
more
when
of a
I'm drinking?
beard. What's that?
Is it really late at night when I'm drinking on other channels?
Yeah, it's probably when you're drinking I get join. I mean, that's generally the case, isn't it?
Well, it is when I do the internet, I only, when I drink, I join the internet, So it's a very biased statistic. I don't drink as much as I should. But, yeah.
Usually
No.
I'm wearing a hat.
Now I just sound like Wildheart want to run away and hide in the corner.
Oh,
But
or
no,
why?
I'm doing quite
You're
well.
like, oh, I drink too much. Wild.
No,
heart.
I generally
Dude,
do. I'm cutting down. I am doing quite well. I did want to, and all of that, and blah, 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 blah. But you can all
I don't
go
know.
fuck
Wild
yourself.
Heart.
You
Wild
don't-
Heart has to stop drinking, right? Because it's like killing him.
Yeah, you think you would.
One would think,
You
right?
really want to turn this stream into that?
So has anybody seen my snakes? Should I get my MathPig snake out or one of the pythons? What the fuck, like?
No, get your get the albino ones out.
The last time I
No,
talked to
that's
him, he
not
said he
funny,
was trying to not.
Because
He
you
was
know
trying
that
to
she
not
passed
drink.
away midnight. That's sad because you know she passed away.
Never mind. Sorry.
You hurt my feelings. She was.
Don't bring
pretty.
up the dead.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, to be fair,
Hmm?
when I buried her in the field across the road and we didn't dig the hole big enough, I had to push her little shoebox in with my foot.
Oh,
and my
God.
daughter caught me and was like, don't stand on Isabella's head. And I'm like, honey, I don't know, it's not our field. I'm trying to get in. I don't know. When they're
That's
dead, they're dead.
awful.
Did Midnight leave? Did Midnight actually leave? Oh my god. Oh, somebody got butt hurt.
It happens. What do you do, dude?
I don't know. Just having a wee look. Yeah, yeah. I'm picturing you with a hat.
Yeah, I can throw one on if that'll make you feel better.
It says 500, MathPig. So thank you very much, and thank you everybody for subscribing. Appreciate it very much.
Congratulations.
Yeah, 50? 500?
MathPig gave me an awesome shout out there and rallied the troops and put me
Fuck yeah,
over the
dude.
top.
That's what I'm talking about.
So we'll look into some Bigfoot emojis coming soon.
Awesome.
Ah, GeoSam just let me know that they have that rock and roll intro backed up. Brilliant. Please send me that in like, I don't know, an email or a backup or whatever, man. Since I switched computers, my main 3 gig hard drive or my main 3 terabyte hard drive is here in my hand. I haven't plugged it back in to the new computer. So it's probably on there, but I'm trying to rebuild the whole thing. It really annoys me that I've got the black square, you know. The way we used to have it was a friend of mine had a wee script that you could pop out everybody in StreamYards into their own video file.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was a wee Tamper Monkey edition, and it just popped out the video file as a separate thing, and you could make it whatever size you wanted, put it whatever you want. You know. But anyway, Blaster Master.
Yo.
Christian, Atheist, Agnostic, Star Trek,
Atheist.
Stargate, Lex. Which one?
Oh man, that's tough. I really like Stargate, but I love Star Trek too. You know what I mean? I wish that I like the like obscure Stargate ones. Like, remember the one where they did like, what was it called, Andromeda
Universe.
or whatever, where it was like the detective dude. That was the best
that was
one.
the second last episode of Atlantis.
Yeah, Atlantis was great. Well, no, they did a whole series on that.
Of a
It was
detective?
really obscure. Yeah.
Well, that
it was like
wasn't
only
official.
like it was pretty obscure. It only, what was it called? It was called something. It wasn't called Atlantis. It was something else. Let me look it up.
There was the Universe series.
I
that was
love
ahead.
I love like sci-fi though. I'm like, I was talking to someone the other day and they hadn't seen Altered Carbon. I was like, what the hell is wrong with you?
Didn't watch Altered Carbon. I'm watching Evil at the minute. I'm about
Evil?
Evil from 2019. Priest in
Mhm.
training, woman psychologist that works for the DA or used to work for the DA, and a skeptical, tacky guy that comes in to check stuff. And they go in to see if people are either, demonically possessed or if they're psychotic. If they are, is it a miracle or can we explain it by science? And to be fair, out of the 6-7 episodes that I've watched, every single one has been shot down. I do believe that they're doing that deliberately to, then validate the ones that will come later on. But I have seen
Right.
scenes from, I do believe, season 3, where there is a nun that has like the devil tied up with a chain and he fucks her off and she smacks him down. She's like, I'm the fucking boss here. And that just looks funny as fuck to me.
She gets her ruler out and starts whipping his ass.
Oh, she's kicking his ass, man. And like, there's another one that I watched in a little short that popped up, in YouTube,
Bro.
because it's obviously with the algorithms and shit.
Did you? I'm sure you can appreciate this since you grew up in Catholic culture. But I trained under.
I'm a Protestant,
a
actually,
Cath-
but my daughter's a
okay.
Catholic. but
That's
I'm a
fair enough.
Protestant.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I'm a Protestant. Grew up as a Protestant as well.
Presbyterian.
But, well, I guess we were Lutheran for a while, and then we were like Church of the Nazarene. Yeah, exactly. But it was. I mean, I was like seriously.
Dude, I'm
into
a
all
Northern
that
Ireland.
shit.
It doesn't really matter where you come from. Just don't wear that top in that place, or you like your kneecaps. That's.
Do you know who Doug Wilson is, the Calvinist?
I don't know the name. I do know Calvinists. To be fair, man,
He
did
the debate circuit with Hitchens back in the day.
My bosses, like I work in the store, and then there's the store manager, and then there's head of purchasing, if you know what I mean. You know?
Yeah.
My head of purchasing is a Calvinist. Me and him are, I wouldn't say great friends or anything like that, but he's recognized my work. We have talked religion and stuff, and he put me up for a promotion, which I got. And out of a thank you, I give him my Salvation Army songbook that I've had since I was like 14, because I don't give a fuck about it anymore.
Right.
You know? So I can deal with Calvinists. I do know Calvinists. I don't know that Calvinist.
Oh yeah, so he's like probably one of the more famous ones in the U.S. And he kind of runs like a cult out of the town Moscow, Idaho. And I grew up in that town. Moscow, Idaho. Yeah, like Moscow, Russia. They named it after that because the rolling hills around there. It's all farm fields around there. So it's like reminded the people, the immigrants of Russia when they moved there.
Just out of curiosity, has Brojo went live yet?
I don't know.
Nobody cares.
Nobody gives a shit.
No, but it's just when it gets to a certain point and the alcohol starts making my belly feel warm.
I don't see a notification, so.
Pardon?
I haven't gotten a notification.
You know, when I don't like to make a fool of myself on the internet too many times a week. You know, once a week is enough. Twice a week's a bit much.
So anyway, Doug Wilson is this Calvinist cult leader in the town I grew up in, and he's basically, they started off with like preschool through through 6th grade at their school, and then they built like through high school. They do through high school now, and then they built like it's a college town, a small college town, and then they built their Christian school right smack dab in downtown. And they bought up a bunch of businesses in town, so they own like half the damn town. It's kind of, and then they're getting people from all over the U.S. to move there and like become part of this cult in this small town, like 30,000 people.
Yeah,
it's fucking nuts, dude.
I can feel with you, man. About 4 years ago, I worked in a small village. I'm not going to name the village or whatever, and we worked beside like a wee area, you know, whatever. Blah, blah, blah. And there was this particular building in the 3 years that I was working there that was up for sale. And Christian cult, in my opinion, this was a cult, all right? The motherfucker, you can look it up on their website. He heard Jesus from this fucking thing and then tried to tell the wife he needed to start a church, and the wife got shot down by a vision. And they proclaim, they're anti-evolution, 6,000 years old, all this sort of thing.
Yeah,
creationist. And they applied to buy this building, to get rights to the building twice, right? And they were shot down, right? Because the council was like, we don't have any churches on the main street of this little village. You want a church? You do this, that, and the other, right? And then she got fucking pregnant, right? And they brought in a temp, and they applied again, and the fucking temp passed them, right? And then what they did, now, I'm not going to say it's manipulative, I'm just telling you what they did. They then set up and built a picnic bench area right outside the building, right? So that, and no joke, man, this is a little village out in the middle of nowhere. It had like 7 old folks' homes in like a 15-mile radius. It was a lot of, you know, they spoke in tongues. They had these whole things with all blah, 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 got people go mad.
Yikes, Pentecostals.
Oh man, and then they actually bought the building behind it because it was attached to theirs, and they got this, that, and the other, and they set up a little education place. Don't go to school. Come here. Yeah. And like, oh my god, thank fuck COVID.
Dude, this
COVID kicked
so
in.
Doug Wilson is like really bad. Like his dad wrote a book about how like he and his dad co-authored a book about how like African Americans were better off being enslaved into Christianity because they brought them out of their pagan ways. Basically, there's
an awful lot of that. You know, I can. there's arguments to be made. This is the devil's advocate in me to be, you know, the argument to be made. The communities, you know, regardless of where the community is, a community builds people. You know, we can build upon community. And you see, my brain's firing at 1,000,000 miles an hour. You know,
Yeah,
because my alcohol.
The way you were
also-
talking about, like, where they built the place downtown, they did that. So when they built that school downtown, it violated the city code actually at the time, and I think they have to just pay a fine every year. Is what they do. It's fucking ridiculous.
To be fair, religion over here, because we didn't have that separation of church and state, we've had the 150 years that America's been around, the 200 years that America's been around, we've had that to just get used to it.
You're Irish, right? Or were you British?
I don't
You're
know.
British. You're British.
No, I'm not British. Oh my God, no, this is a whole thing, man, because I'm from here. Like, there's one of the guys at work that is very Protestant, and I've made arguments from, you know, a Catholic point of view for St. Patrick's Day. This motherfucker actually left the country and went to Scotland to go watch a Protestant thing. He hates St. Patrick's Day that much, you know? Like,
That's fucking hilarious.
oh, yeah, no, people over here take their flags very serious, all right?
Oh
Like,
no, I know. When I was in Ireland in 2001 for St. Patrick's Day in Dublin.
well, that's
That was a
Dublin. You didn't get
blast.
to go to the north, man. Go to fucking Belfast. Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
I wish I would have gone up north.
You
I
can't
did
even do
travel
that
like
now.
I traveled like the whole southern
I've done that myself.
you
I
know
think
what
it
I
was 3 years ago. Me and my wee girl started in Kong, that place
Yeah, it was-
where John Wayne filmed that video, the private man or
Mhm.
the patient man or something. We started in that village and we did the entire coast from there, right along the bottom, back
Yeah.
up past Dublin, through Wicklow,
Yeah.
and then back up into the north. We did that in like 5
Yeah,
days.
you went to the northwest corner, the what's it, Dublin or not? Is it
Donegal.
Doolin.
Yeah, Donegal is the
Yeah,
north part
yeah.
of the south. Yeah, my wee
Yeah,
girl actually
and you
lives
start
in
up
Derry.
there, and then we worked our way down the whole peninsula there. It was fun. It was
Yeah.
fun. Like, it was good. It was interesting to meet all the different like characters, you know, because every city is a little different. Like,
Oh yeah.
we
Yeah,
were
like,
friends with the
Ireland is
mayor of
very
Clonmel.
small. I don't know. Ireland's probably the size of at least one state in America.
Idaho, maybe. It's like half this. It's like the size of Idaho.
Yeah,
We're
right.
like-
But there's so many different dialects, traditions, and stuff like that there.
Mhm.
You know, you drive 10, 15 minutes up the road and it's totally
Yeah,
different.
when I was in Clonmel, like I had some fishermen talking Gaelic to me, and I was like, "All right."
Yeah. I grew up on the border and like I used to hang around
Okay.
with a lot more Catholics. Not to say the Catholic women when they were younger were a lot more open, but I used to, you know,
Open.
I didn't
They
say
weren't
that.
as conservative.
No, in all honesty, Blaster Master, I've said this, Ryan, I've said this before, and it's a big story, and we'll do a short version. But I used to go to disco over the border in the
Uh-huh.
south because I grew up like 3 miles from the border.
Oh,
but
yeah.
there was no discos, raves, you know, underage.
Yeah, I know
sort
what you're
of thing.
talking about.
Yeah,
I went to the discos in the South. They were the bomb.
yeah, well, I'm talking, you know, 13, 14. You want to go meet the ladies on a Friday night. The thing closes at 11 o'clock. You know, you go home and stuff like that. But the closest one to me was ran by the IRA across from their local nightclub just over the border. And you had to do like the Irish national anthem at the end of the night and all this crack, right? But I was friends with a lot of Catholics because my mother raised me to not give a shit. So I was like, right, got invited, I'll go. Went for like 6 months. They then find out that I'm a Protestant. And I get met on the dance floor with a guy from the class below me with a set of brass knuckles. And he busts
shit.
me, honest to God, busts me open with the brass knuckles. One of the bouncers sees him doing it, kicks him out. To be fair, I got about 6 kisses that night because I was all in the sunglasses going, look at me and this, right? And then I went home, went to bed, woke up the next morning. My ma seen me and I had to get like 7 stitches in my eye.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
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 And she was
you were
like,
messed up because you got hit with brass knuckles. Lucky he didn't hit you in the mouth.
Oh, right. So she's like, you can't go back there. That's it. Done and dusted. You know, never can go back there again. I was like, promise you I won't. Promise you I won't. So I wait a month till I get healed up. And then I tell her I'm staying in a friend's. And then I go back again. Because I'm like, fuck you. You'll not tell me where I can fucking do. and I'm not 1 hour in the place, and one of the bouncers comes up to me and actually says, right, you need to get yourself sorted, you need to get out of here. And I was like, what?
He's like,
They
bro,
went-
protect yourself.
No, the guy, I don't want to say in charge of the gang, but the guy above the fella who hit me with the brass knuckles went across the street to the nightclub where his brother that's in the Ra is, and he's like, oh, this motherfucker come back again. Oh, that's fine. So there's now 7 cars sitting out the front of a teenage disco waiting for the one Protestant. And that's not even the scary part. I had to ring my mother and then get her to come and pick me up at fucking midnight in her nightie across the border after telling me not to go there. And that was scarier, you know.
Oh, that shit's funny, dude. What a
Yeah.
story.
But that's, you know, thank fuck it's
Yeah.
not all the time like this now. There is still some incidences.
Yeah. It's
my-
gotten a lot better.
It has, you know,
I think the youth just realized that it was just like, what are we fighting over? This is stupid.
there is still some areas. My mother was in the
Oh,
car
yeah.
the other day, and we were going actually for some plumbing supplies. I put a kitchen sink in, and I took her through a wee journey of a local area, and you're talking 20-foot high murals, you know, painted on the side of buildings and walls, and flags left, right, and center, and like she was convinced this sort of thing didn't exist anymore, and I was like, oh no, it does. We'll just add 5 minutes to our journey. There's me rambling, and this is why it should have ended 25 minutes ago.
You're good, man. I mean, there hasn't been any like
No, I
serious
was,
violence.
yeah,
in
I
a
was
long time,
wondering
right?
what was, yeah,
To
I
be
was
fair,
wondering what was
man,
going on there. So
Oh, sorry. To be fair, Blaster Master, in this, my wee girl turned 8 in February, and in my wee girl's lifetime, she has been in a pram being pushed by her mother past a car that did have a bomb in it outside of a courthouse. And
Oh my god.
now that bomb didn't go off until like 7 hours, 8 hours later, but she was in a pram.
They walked past it.
They walked past it, you know.
Oh my.
If I can, like, I'll get really my most proudest video is when people in America had said to me that they didn't know what was going on a few years ago around Easter. During COVID, what happened was we had rules in place with lockdown, you know, can't have big funerals, can't do this, can't do that. And a particular person of the Catholic orientation went to a funeral of someone in the IRA, and the Protestants went absolutely apeshit because there's like 300 people at this, and we've all promised we won't go to funerals and stuff, and you're literally lining the streets. So people went apeshit over here. And I spent about a week scouring Twitter and Facebook and this and that, and finding videos of what was actually going on. And I made a video then to show to the Americans what was happening here. And like, I don't know. I am drunk. I don't give a fuck right now. I'm officially got the. I've got the. You see, I got the warm feeling. The warm feeling isn't in my belly anymore. It's in sort of the top of your belly where your like throat starts at the bottom. You know, that's where I'm at right now.
It starts waking its way up.
Right.
This tasty bud I got here has got me a little aggression myself. So
right, it's been flagged.
I
Right?
re-upped
It's been
today as well.
This is the whole thing and all. Like, it's been flagged because it is proper, and this was happening in 2021. Like, and this was happening like close to me, in the cities and stuff. And but anyway, right? Is it muted? Okay, we wish to proceed.
I was watching a video the other day about
oops.
There's a bunch of the streamers that kind of go around different countries. They're like nuisance streamers. Oh, who's that? Someone new join us?
Sorry, I didn't hear anything of what you said, Blaster Master.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'll just wait till the video plays. Just play the video. It's only a couple minutes. I'll just wait.
A wee lad's like 14. He set himself on fire throwing petrol bombs like. This guy's a fucking wanker. This guy's like a fucking dog. This is what I grew up with.
So when was this? When was that?
That was 4 years ago. That was
Okay.
Easter 4 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels like just like there's so much media to consume, you know what I mean? There's so much going on, it's hard to keep up with everything globally.
Oh yeah, 100%. The only thing I do, I don't know if Q's crying too. I'm genuinely crying because that fucking affects me to fuck. But anyway, let's talk about nice things. Take shot action. Swear to fuck, man. Remind me of your first name or I'm going to call you TSA. And that's the airport thing, isn't it?
Is that Reese?
Are you there?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, we can hear you. Sorry, your voice sounds
Yeah,
very
that's
similar
all
to Blaster Master, so I wasn't sure who was talking.
That's all right. Yeah, it's Reese.
Reese, that's right. Fuck's sake, REECE, yes.
HYS.
Oh fuck me, I'm not even writing that. Anyway, thank you for coming. Man, when was your first video? We're doing old videos. What year was your first video? Mine was 2018,
Oh,
2019.
I uploaded a lot when YouTube first came out when I was a kid, but they were just on random off and on channels where I did some Lego videos where I voiced over it like a little kid. So they would have been 2006 or something.
Oh my god, seriously?
But
Dude,
then
bro,
after
we're
that,
old, MathPig. We're old, man.
What are you
but then
talking
after
about?
that, I was uploading properly
How old
as
are
a
you,
regular
MathPig?
YouTuber when I was in 2011, I think.
How old do you think I am, Blaster Master?
I think you're probably around my age. I'm 45.
Well, you can go fuck yourself. I'm about to turn 41 in August. All right, I hit that.
All right.
You know,
you're in your 40s, I guess.
I'm in my 40s, but I don't like that.
In your prime.
People, I'm gonna get all uppity with myself. Most people think I'm mid 30s, late 30s. So I'm happy with that. You should have said that. You'd have get not kicked.
Most.
Yeah, you wouldn't have got kicked. No, I'd be 41.
Fair enough.
I'd be 41.
I was in a stream and they told me I didn't look almost 60, so I said, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Oh, you definitely do not look your age, dude.
No, I
And you don't have the mentality either of a 60-year-old, which is nice.
I'll be 48 in June.
Awesome. All right.
Yeah, life begins at 40, man. Life begins at 40. Fucking Q's a baby. Fucking Q's a baby. Do you know, here, we're not going to pick on Q. I'll pick on someone else who's not here. A guy at work, and I made the whole fucking Evil Dead 2 reference. He didn't get it. I got slightly angry that he'd never heard of Evil Dead 2. I was like, get the fuck back into your baby child box. You just like, fuck away off.
Thanks, Ryan. I appreciate it.
Yeah, dude, of course.
Yeah, we're supposed to be closing this fucking down, like fucking.
We're all young in spirit, right?
Oh, we were waiting on Brojo. I haven't seen anything from Brojo.
Where's Brojo?
Maybe they're waiting on you.
I don't know, Brojo. Feel free, go live, do something else. No, I am. I find enjoyment in going to the arcade with my child. I took her go-karting for the first time ever 2 weeks ago. Bitch be fucking mental. All right, up until her first crash.
The arcade?
Arcade as in old-fashioned sort of like skeet ball and throwing balls at clowns to get points and tickets to win prizes and stuff.
Gotcha. An Irish arcade.
Yeah.
Carnival. An American carnival.
No,
That's
it's
what
not
we
a
call
carnival. It's a building and it has it's got pinball in
Okay.
it. It's got air hockey in it.
Oh, okay.
As you play
Oh.
these games, you get tickets, and when you collect enough
Yeah,
tickets, you
it's
can
a
get
real
a
arcade.
little prize, And there's
I worked at an arcade in the 90s, so yeah, word.
something like that. Me and my wee girl do that all the time. Absolutely love that. I'm trying to persuade my new partner to go to the local trampoline center, but she is dead
Hell
against
yes.
it. Oh yeah, it's got like giant ball pits for adults and like swing things and all. And like, yeah, no, she's like, I'm not fucking doing that. No fucking way. And it's like,
Get in touch with your inner monkey. Come on.
oh man, the last time I went there with a child, I ran full throttle at the fucking, and it's like 7 trampolines. They're only like maybe 5 foot by 5 foot, but there's like 7 in a row, and then there's a 45-degree one, that you can bounce off.
Yeah.
Yeah, but because of my weight and it being designed for kids, I bounced past like 1.5 and hit the fucking
pit?
barrier. Yeah, hit the wood bit between them and did a whole fucking bounce and shit. Oh.
That's where I'm going to pull the age card and say,
There's a
probably
gladiator,
not.
man.
I might not survive it.
I don't know if you know what
Dude,
gladiators is. You've got these like 2 poles with like puffed up things on either end on a like beam with balls.
When I moved
underneath.
into this,
Right.
When I moved into this place, there's a trampoline shell. It doesn't have the net, but I'm definitely, now that I can afford it this year, I'm gonna buy a net so I can jump on the trampoline because I grew up with the trampoline. They're great.
We went on to there's like a beam that's
Fantastic.
like 12 foot long above a ball pit, and you get like
Yeah.
a bar each with puffed up ends, and you have to fucking
dude.
Oh man,
Spar each other.
I have videos of me and my wee girl, and she's all
That's-
trying to keep me away
that's
because
like-
she's taller.
I would make my younger brother do that with me when we were kids. When it snowed like 3 feet, I'd be like, "All right, time to try and climb the the swing set." We had like a wooden swing set with like a big it was like a big piece of wood like this thick on top, right? So you'd walk across that thing and you'd spar each other and try and knock the other person off the swing set into 3 feet of snow below.
When my wee
Great.
girl had started doing swimming, she'd done a few lessons and stuff. She'd got used to being under the water
Yeah.
and all. Now she's 8 now, but this is maybe 3 or 4. She's been swimming, regular enough. Like she
Yeah.
does it with the school. It's like a wee thing. But I've got
Awesome.
the sofa, and I'm like, right, I'm going to lie on the ground, and I want you to learn to jump with confidence, you know, to jump. Daddy's going to catch you and stuff like that, because she's been swimming, but they haven't done any jumping in or anything like that, you know, because they're small and
Right.
stuff. So I've spent maybe a month building her confidence that she can jump, and Daddy will catch you know, in the water and stuff like that. You know, Daddy's here and all the rest of it. So we spend about a month doing that. We go to the swim pool, and me and her mother are still together at this stage, so we're all in the swim pool. And I'm trying to get her to fucking jump in, right? And I'm up to here in water, so she knows that it's deep. But Daddy's here, you know? No, Daddy's here. Will she fucking jump in? Not a fucking chance in hell will she jump in. She won't jump in. She's feeling this, that, and the other. And I'm like, right, okay. So we go down. I walk up. She walks down with me holding hands, and we go back into the deep end again. And we're doing, you know, kid things and holding her up as she's trying to swim and all. And then I was like, you like to fly, don't you? Yeah. So I throw her up in the air, and I turn around and walk away. And I let her hit the fucking water, and she hits the water, and she gurgles, and her mother gives me abuse for at least a half an hour, up until after we got out of the pool. I was bad daddy for about a week. But my wee girl absolutely loves swimming now. My wee girl can do somersaults under the water when we go swimming now. Now,
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, you gotta set her free, man.
And we'd already done the build-up. It's not like I just took her and threw her in the deep end. You know,
No.
she had some sort of a build-up to where we were going, you know?
I think kids learn from those types of moments, like if it's like impressionable. Like I remember shit from when I was a kid. Like I remember when my dad threw me into the snow when I was like 3 years old. Like that's when my first memory starts. Like I remember it was like Easter, and it snowed a whole bunch.
Yeah.
And they put like bunny fucking footprints in the snow, and then we were out there playing in the snow. My dad tossed me into the snowbank, and I was like, ah. And then from then on, I had memories. You know?
I don't remember my dad actually throwing us into a pool or anything, but my dad liked to throw us around in the pool. You know,
yeah,
he thought that was fun to toss us around.
I am a very outsidey sort of person. Now, to be fair, it is sort of 50-50. My wee girl does know how to use the computer. Not 3 weeks ago, I woke up with my wee girl standing above me going, Mummy says you need to make me breakfast. And the reason for that being, I'd shown her how to use WhatsApp on the computer to do fancy backgrounds when she has video calls with her mother. And she woke up an hour before me, come down the stairs, switched the PC on, and started texting my mother, her grandmother, and her mother. And I wake up an hour later after she's above me and look at my phone, and they're obviously...
She's like, I'm hungry for breakfast, damn it.
Yeah, it's like, where's Daddy? He's in bed. Have you eaten? Not yet. Get him up out of bed. And it's like, oh my God, I'm in trouble. What the fuck? Like,
It's so Irish, though.
oh, yeah, right. She makes videos, and she likes Red Alert 2. I've been teaching her Red Alert 2,
Bro,
Yuri's Revenge.
MathPig. I lived in South Korea for a couple of years. And like that was an eye opener, you know, as an American.
Recently opened to certain tourists, and I watched one of the 14 people that was allowed in the first thing. They did like a wee vlog of it into North Korea, into that area.
Yeah, word, dude.
That
I
was
wanna
only
go visit.
recent. I think in this last couple of months, it was like 14 people were allowed in.
I'd
And-
love to go to North Korea. Or North Korea, yeah.
But
I mean, I'd do it. Koreans love me. But the thing is, when you're on, like, I've met North Koreans. When I lived in South Korea, I met a couple girls that defected. It was crazy. I got a good story about this. I was hanging out at my friend's bar, and this dude approached me. I was just like me. There were some couple kids over at the bar, and it was just me and the bartender. It was like 4 in the afternoon, 4 or 5. It was pretty early, right? Usually, like, Korean bars don't kick off till like
you
9.
say early anywhere. We have a joke
Yeah.
in Ireland. It's 12:30 somewhere. You know, so 4's not that.
Yeah. It was early. There was no one in the bar anyway. But these two
4:20
dudes
somewhere,
approached
yeah.
me. Yeah, and these dudes approached me, and they're like, "Hey, you see those girls at the end of the bar?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they're like, "If you go and hang out with them, we'll pay for your drinks." And I was like, "What the? What? What kind of scam is this?" And I looked at the bartender, and the bartender is like, because she's my friend, right? And I trust her, and she's like, "Just go go down there and talk to them. And I was like, okay, you know what I mean? I go down to the end
How
of the
many
bar and they're
characters
like,
would-
yeah, we're actually North Koreans. Those are our bodyguards. You know? So I was approached by their bodyguards first. And then I got to hang out with the 2 North Korean girls for like a couple hours. And we danced and drank, and they got to practice their English and talk to an American, you know?
Yeah.
It was they'd only been there for like 2 years, I think, at that point. So
I went on holiday one time in, I think it was Ayanapa. And all my mates left me because they all had to go to sleep, and I ended up in a nightclub, and I didn't realize it was the morning until 10:30, because when the sun come up, they actually put barriers down in the window.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I walked out into like 32 degrees centigrade and just walked. I ended up meeting 2, if I can say this right, 2 Swiss German guys, and I ended up in a 24-hour nightclub where everybody spoke
Sounds
German.
about right.
Where everybody spoke German, and it was mad, and we were there to, I think, maybe the midday. I lost track of time. But when I walked out, I turned right, and I walked for like an hour in the right direction, right? Thinking,
yeah.
and
Thinking
I
you're going
ran out of town. I literally ended up in the desert, right? So I had to walk an hour back, found the nightclub, and then...
You're like, where the fuck am I?
Oh, no, it gets worse. Right around the corner from my place. Like, I mean, 10 minutes. If I'd have turned left, I'd have been home. And I wasted 2 hours in the desert after Swiss-German guys in a German...
Totally got lost the first time I went to South Korea because they didn't even have street signs when I was there in 2008, the first time. When I went back, they had street signs. But when I was the first time, they didn't even have fucking street signs. And I'd be like, where the fuck am I? I'm like, everything's in fucking Korean. I couldn't even read it at that point. But
if you rode across a desert on a horse, would you name it?
Yes.
Desert?
What desert? Oh, maybe with no name. I mean, maybe the horse doesn't have a name when you get it, and you're on the desert and you pick it up.
I went to
So,
Amsterdam.
I don't know.
I went to
How
Amsterdam.
high am I in this situation, Dave?
Went to Amsterdam for my 30th, and during the day the sun was splitting the trees, and they did gay pride parade through the canals. I was shot in the face with a penis water gun that was like 7 foot long. Mad day, lots of smokes, I snuck some buckfast across. We had the buckfast, and I think by 6 in the morning I'd lost all my friends. I'd lost everybody I'd known, and I ended up with an American tour group in a nightclub that had water in the ground in the toilets, people having sex behind the curtains. And when I
Sounds about
eventually
right.
got home at like 12 o'clock the next day, my partner at the time when I walked in threw my mobile phone at me because I'd give it to my brother so I didn't lose it. But nobody could then contact me and thought I was dead.
I saw a band one time. They were called Porn Flakes, a play on cornflakes.
Oh my God, that's a great tune.
And they had super soakers
Yeah,
that were
great name.
giant dildos, and they had a great big huge schlong they brought out on stage, and it just
Guar-like.
it just shot stuff all over the audience, and the fans
They used the guar penises?
fans were loving it. Yeah, but I was
Didn't
like,
Guar
whoa.
do that first? I think Guar did that first. They had like
it's
dicks that
possible.
would just like.
Yeah.
I have to
break
say,
them
But it
out.
was-
and
The
Reese
crowd loved
and
it,
Q
though. Yeah.
are very quiet. Q, Reese, and Marty are very quiet.
I just don't want to interrupt the conversation.
Why not?
You guys got the flow going, so why?
Q, I just met.
Oh,
Master Blaster.
what I was gonna say, dude. No, MathPig, we know each other. What I was gonna say was you're good. What I was gonna say was the North Korean girls were like the most authentic like people I knew in like Korea, like the Korean girls that I met, because they weren't like South Korean girls were kind of like all poppy and like kind of in the culture shit and all. They had cell phones back then. They had smartphones in 2008. The Koreans did. They
Oh,
had
dude,
like
the Indian
proto-
market is
yeah.
if you're going
They
to
had
talk
they
mobile
were
phones
they were
and
like
hacking
this with their
phones,
face shoved in their phones back then in 2008, and that was like 5 years before that happened here in the U.S. Right?
Yeah, it's because
or anywhere else in the world.
Yeah, no, society-wise, they actually skipped the computer, the home computer.
Yeah.
That's the reason why.
Yeah,
India
they sure did.
India did it first, if I can say that without being racist. But if you're going to hack your phone, or if you're going to get a new operating system, or if you're going to get your phone fixed, you go to the Indian market because they have such a turnover of like that is a niche market for mobile phones, like.
Mm-hmm.
Like anybody.
Yeah, dude. There was
hacking,
there was an electronic market near Seoul that I would go to that was like had all these underground markets, and you could get like hacked like anything that was like Japanese, like hacked Nintendos and PlayStations and shit. It was all modified and hacked, and it came with a bunch of games and shit. You're like, okay,
dude. I have a phone over there from 2016 running Android 14. All right, it may take a wee minute to load up, but it's the leather-backed Samsung Note 4, I think.
With sounds about right.
That's my daughter's phone, right? So my wee girl can go on and she can do what she needs to, and it's really slow. And to be fair, she's very good. If anything comes up with an advert, she knows you can't click on it to pay or whatever, like, you know. And yeah, it's nice and slow. She doesn't need that. And
the North Korean girls, though, man, they were.
you
just,
really
like,
are
sweet.
obsessed about the North Korean girls, aren't you?
I do love the North Koreans, dude. I feel well. I had friends that were like, "Hey, my cousins live up there." You know what I mean?
I don't know. Do you know their butts are just like tops of asses. I like a nice juicy butt, so you know. If we're
They
gonna
do have some asses over there. Korean girls are not lacking in that in figures.
Oh, so you are confirming that you do like the ladies for the ladiesness ladies.
Like, dude, when I was like, they would all wear like little mini skirts and stuff. It was pretty nice. I'm not gonna complain about that.
Shut up, Merlin.
I don't know.
And the Korean girls are all tall and
As
they
we
have
were
like
talking
long
earlier,
legs. And...
if we can, as Captive Desk was talking earlier about making statements with people in conversations where you are passionate and you fall out and being able to have that afterwards. One of the guys at work, I went round, I made cheese toasties that particular morning and didn't have breakfast with them, but did go round for my smoke afterwards. And I interrupted a conversation, and one of the guys that I would consider a very good friend of mine made a statement. Did you see what she was wearing? It was inappropriate for the beach. And they were talking about a woman who was assaulted.
Yeah, I don't call ladies bitches.
No, but the point is, they're talking about a woman who was assaulted, and he was like, "It's. Did you see what she was wearing? It was inappropriate for the beach.
Shouldn't matter, right?"
And I literally went fucking ape shit at him. I'm walking in, going, "Hi, good morning, having a smoke." Blah 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 blah.
Have you ever heard of a comfort
If I
bar?
can, just finish.
Or a companion bar? You ever heard of such a thing?
You know I can kick you, or you can let me finish.
No. So in Korea they have these places.
Okay, we're going that route.
Where you get a.
So we're going that route. That's fine. I don't mind. No, he made that statement, and I didn't speak to him for 3 days. Now that's not a massive amount of time or whatever, but this is someone who I see every day in the bed beside me, breakfast, smoke. You know, someone who I would consider a good friend. I've met his wife. He's introduced me to his baby. You know. We are friends, and I couldn't bring myself to be around him for at least 3 days. And when he brought it up afterwards, like a week later, after we'd started talking, I was like, dude, don't go down that route again. Just, you know. And he...
Hold up.
Now you can talk.
No, I was just saying the wife's on a little mini break. Let me talk to her.
Hello, Mrs. Blaster.
Hello, Mrs. Blaster.
She's the... I went Mad Max again. She's the smart one that controls the big one at the bottom. Reese, you still there?
Hey, bud, yeah. Is my mic coming in loud enough?
Perfect. What time zone are you in, Reese? Just to resort this for reference point.
It's Australian Central. I'm pretty sure. I think we've just got 3.
Oh, that's right. You're a fucking Aussie. Do you know Mark Reed?
Yeah, I've seen his stuff before. He's an interesting dude.
Do you know Sammy Jenkins?
I can't recall, no.
Ex-Jehovah Witness. I'm just throwing out people from Australia I know.
Yeah, I feel like know each other, Robbie.
Pardon?
Do you think that he would know them just because he's Australian? Like
No. You're being fucking racist. What I'm doing is I'm throwing out YouTubers that are in our community that match with their waking and sleeping time zones, so that they would be able to interact with a community that will overlap with this.
Okay.
I'm trying to be
Mark
fucking
Reed
helpful. Marty's trying to stir shit. Sorry, go on ahead.
Whatever you say.
Actually, do you know what? There you go. Fuck you, fucking.
Yeah, I had Mark on my channel, and yeah, it takes a little accommodating because they're 12 hours out. So each of you have to do a little give and take, so neither one is up too early or up too late.
Yeah, Sammy Jenkins is 13 hours difference from me. They're actually an hour ahead, but 12 hours behind, if you know what I mean. So if it's 12 o'clock here, it's 1 o'clock in the morning there.
Yeah, Mark Reed's a very relatable guy because he talks about evolution and a lot of different interesting topics, debating flat Earth. Or, you know, in Australia, there's a lot of what we call bogans, which is sort of like rednecks. It's this,
Who said that word?
but it's he's intellectual, and he's yeah, sort of the kind of guy that if I met him, I'd, you know, keep him around.
Shut up, Merlin.
Right, I'm gonna end the live. There we go. Run the outro and